Welcome to the fantasy audiobook. I cheated 9 tails at the beginning. I am the reincarnation of Sage of Six Paths. Chapter 1. Ninja School. There are many familiar figures sitting in the classroom: cool Sasuke, cute Hinata, Choji eating snacks. Naruto looked around, seeing familiar and unfamiliar characters, feeling very novel. In his previous life, he had only seen these people in cartoons, but he didn't expect to see them in real life today. Very novel. Naruto is not from this world. He recently worked overtime overnight and unfortunately died suddenly. Then he traveled to the Hokage world and became Naruto, the protagonist of the Hokage ninja. Naruto doesn't know why he traveled through time, and he doesn't know where Naruto in the original work went. Maybe a swap. I wish Naruto a happy life on Earth, amen. Naruto was very satisfied with this time travel. Not only did he have a vortex body, he also had a 9 tails sealed in his body. As long as he follows the development trajectory in the anime and grows step by step, he can become the strongest ninja in the future. Not to mention, Naruto also awakened a bug cheat called Ninja God System. This system has only one function, and that is lottery. Prizes include all ninjutsu, taijutsu, genjutsu, senjutsu, blood succession limits, blades, etc. in Hokage. For example, Sage Body, Rinnegan, Eternal Mangekyo, Flying Thunder God Technique, Sage Mode, etc. There are also Tailed Beasts, Six Paths Golems, Chakra Fruits, and various abilities of the Otsutsuki clan. All in all abilities and items that have appeared in Hokage are all prizes. The only depressing thing is that you can only draw once a day, and you can't draw more. When the system first awakened, Naruto received a gift package for newbies, 10 lottery opportunities. Naruto was extremely lucky and got a few good things. Open the properties panel. Naruto thought silently. Swish. There is a virtual light curtain in front of you. Name: Uzumaki Naruto. Occupation: ninja. Level: genin. Chakra attribute: wind. Ninjutsu: transformation technique beginner, clone technique beginner, body replacement technique beginner. Multiple shadow clone technique perfection, flying thunder god technique perfection, Rasengan perfection. Blood succession limit: Sharingan 3 Magatama. Skill: perfect control of chakra. Storage space: 10 cubic meters. Note: beginner and perfect represent ninjutsu proficiency, divided into beginner, proficient, grandmaster, dachang, and perfect. This is Naruto's current attributes. Except for the original 3 body technique, everything else was obtained by lottery after Naruto traveled through time. Multiple shadow clone technique, flying thunder god technique, Rasengan, 3 Tomo Sharingan. And the ability to perfectly control chakra. Since they were obtained through a lottery, once Naruto obtained these items, skills he fully mastered them. Like the multiple shadow clone technique, flying thunder god technique, and Rasengan, Naruto's mastery of them has reached a perfect level. Consummation means perfection, and its specific manifestation is being able to release ninjutsu without forming seals. In other words, Naruto can cast multiple shadow clone techniques, flying thunder god technique, and Rasengan without any seals. This is a bug, but this is the power of the system. All the winnings from the lottery can be combined perfectly. Therefore, Sharingan obviously does not belong to the Uzumaki clan, but Naruto controls it perfectly without any side effects. It can be opened and closed at will, unlike Kakashi, which cannot be closed at all and can only be covered with a mask. In fact, among these prizes, the ones Naruto valued most were the Flying Thunder God Technique and Multiple Shadow Clone. Needless to say, Multiple Shadow Clone can be called bugs whether it is learning new ninjutsu or using it in combat. Flying Thunder God is a time and space ninjutsu. As long as the Flying Thunder God spell is arranged in advance, you can teleport to anywhere. It was with this move that the 4th Hokage achieved great success in 3 battles and earned the title of Golden Flash. Naruto has perfectly mastered the Flying Thunder God, and his fighting power and escape ability are no less than those of the 4th Hokage. The key is, Naruto can continue to draw, and if he draws for many years, he will definitely get more good things. Perfect Sage Mode, Perfect Sage Body, Eternal Mangekyo, Rinnegan, even 10 tails. Naruto is full of expectations for the future, and with the system by his side, he believes that he will reach unprecedented heights. Okay, what needs to be said has been said. The students whose names are called will go to the next classroom to take the exam. Iruka's words brought Naruto back to reality. Naruto looked up and saw Iruka holding a list and starting to call out the names of the students. Today is the graduation exam of the ninja school, and the time point of Naruto's time travel is exactly when the anime plot begins. It was just the graduation exam, so Naruto didn't panic at all. Although his clone technique is just beginning, his multiple shadow clone techniques have reached the perfect level. Exams are a piece of cake. Uchiha Sasuke, Iruka shouted. Sasuke replied lightly, stood up and left his seat. Sasuke, come on. Little Sakura immediately shouted. You are the best. I believe you will pass the exam. Sasuke had a cool and cold face, ignored little Sakura, and left the classroom. Little Sakura felt frustrated and felt a little depressed, but she found Naruto looking at her and suddenly became very angry. What are you looking at? Have you never seen a beautiful woman? You idiot, have you finished practicing your three-body technique? Naruto smiled and said nothing. He was still in the novelty, how could he care about such a trivial matter? Haruno Sakura, Aburame Shino. One by one, the classmates went to the next classroom to take the exam, and finally it was Naruto's turn. Naruto stood up and walked towards the next classroom. When he walked to the door of the classroom, a weak voice sounded, Naruto-kun, come on. Naruto looked around. He saw Hinata looking at him with a blushing face, wanting to look but not daring to look, and kept fiddling with her fingers, which was so cute. Naruto was happy and said, Hinata, thank you. Naruto likes Hinata very much. This girl is simple, cute, gentle, and the most important thing is that she has deep love for Naruto. It's a pity that Naruto in the past was blind and focused entirely on little Sakura, leaving Hinata with unrequited love for many years. I really don't know what he thinks. Not anymore. Thank you. Naruto said thank you to me. Hinata's little face turned red, her little head immediately dropped to her chest, her heart was pounding, and she was too embarrassed to look at Naruto. This girl is so cute. Naruto came to the next classroom. Iruka and Mizuki looked over immediately. Iruka looked worried, he knew what Naruto's level was, and he hoped Naruto could perform exceptionally well today. Mizuki looked at Naruto with a gentle and sunny smile on his face, but there was a meaningful look in his eyes. Naruto noticed and couldn't help but sneer inwardly. This fool really has no good intentions and is full of bad intentions. He is really in trouble. Naruto is very interested in the sealed book and will study it carefully if he has the opportunity in the future. Forget it now. I have just come to this world, so I'd better keep a low profile for a while and fully adapt to it. It's better not to steal the sealed book. The water here is deep. Naruto, today's test is about clone technique. Iruka said. Show me the clone technique. Okay. Naruto nodded and formed a seal with his hands, preparing to activate the clone technique. At this time, a burst of hot chakra suddenly surged out of the body, hitting Naruto's meridian points crazily. This chakra is extremely hot and extremely manic, like hot magma and violent flames. Naruto understood instantly. This is Nine Tails chakra. Nine Tails is causing trouble. Naruto was angry and amused. Nine Tails was sealed in Naruto's body, and he thought about breaking the seal and escaping all the time. Therefore, he often releases his own chakra to attack the seal, and sometimes makes trouble while Naruto is training. Now, it's causing trouble. This arrogant fox. Naruto shook his head, understanding Nine Tails. Anyone locked in a dark sewer for so many years would be driven crazy. It's understandable that Nine Tails wants to go out. Kurama, don't cause trouble. Naruto patted his belly and said, when I pass the exam, let's have a good chat. Kurama. Iruka frowned slightly and asked in confusion, Naruto, who are you talking to? Nothing. Naruto shook his head. He believed Nine Tails could hear him. In fact, Nine Tails did hear it. Sealed space, sewer. 9. Kurama. Nine Tails was confused. How long? How long have you not heard this name? 300 years. 500 years. Or 1,000 years. Nine Tails can't remember clearly. Since the death of Sage of Six Paths, no one has spoken its name. For a moment, Nine Tails was agitated, his eyes were slightly red, and his nose was a little sour. This is not because Nine Tails is pretentious, but the name has extraordinary meaning for nine tails. Others call it Nine Tails, and calling it Kurama also have completely different meanings. Why does this kid know my name? Nine Tails had big doubts in his heart. It deliberately released its chakra just now, not to attack the seal, but simply to cause trouble. It had been kept here for too long, and it had been bored for a long time. It could only enjoy teasing Naruto occasionally and watching the little brat become so angry and helpless that it could feel some fun. Forget it. Let this kid take the test first, and then ask him after he's done. Nine Tails put away his chakra. It's really useful. Feeling the Nine Tails chakra disappear in his body, Naruto secretly breathed a sigh of relief. He just said that with the mentality of giving it a try, but he didn't expect it to actually work. It seems that when I called its name, it had a big impact on Nine Tails. Naruto muttered secretly, formed a seal and cast a spell. Boom! White smoke rose, and there was Naruto next to him. Naruto's three-body technique is just the beginning, but he can control chakra perfectly, and releasing the clone technique is just child's play. Naruto, you did great. Iruka breathed a sigh of relief. Congratulations on passing the exam, this is your ninja forehead protector. Etc. Mizuki stood up. Teacher Mizuki, what's wrong? Iruka looked at Mizuki confused. Naruto also looked at Mizuki. What's wrong? I waited for Naruto to fail the exam, and then tricked him into stealing the sealed book. How could he succeed? Dissatisfied, Mizuki walked over to Naruto's clone and checked it carefully, but found nothing unusual. Teacher Mizuki, what's the problem? Naruto looked at Mizuki coldly. Mizuki was speechless. The clone released by Naruto was standard, he couldn't see any problem. Mizuki was very depressed and didn't say anything more, but he felt very unhappy. Naruto successfully passed the exam, completely disrupting his plans, and Mizuki now had a headache. After some calculations, Mizuki planned to find Naruto tonight, tell him the truth directly, and trick him into stealing the sealed book. This kid definitely didn't hold his fart in well. Sensing the way Mizuki looked at him, Naruto knew what he was planning. That's fine if you don't mess with me. If you dare to mess with me, Lousy won't mind killing you. Naruto, this is your forehead protector. After passing the graduation exam and getting the forehead protector, Naruto officially graduated from school and officially became a genin. Naruto went straight home. He would have liked to try Ichiraku ramen, but he was so short of money that he couldn't afford it. Let's continue eating instant noodles. Naruto soaked the ramen and waited silently when he suddenly felt Nine Tails chakra appear in his body again. Naruto realized that this was Nine Tails wanting to chat with him. Naruto knew very well that the seal at this time was very strong. Nine Tails could not communicate with him at all, nor could it pull his consciousness into the sealed space. But he can follow Nine Tails chakra, enter the sealed space, and see Nine Tails. Naruto closed his eyes and carefully felt the flow of Nine Tails chakra, and his consciousness slowly deepened. After a moment, Naruto's consciousness came to the sealed space and saw the familiar sewer. Naruto was immediately attracted to Nine Tails. The strongest tailed beast in the ninja world was glaring at him with a pair of fierce, hateful, blood-red eyes. Through the gaps in the cage, Naruto could feel the terrifying aura emanating from Nine Tails. This breath makes people tremble, make them tremble, and make them feel fear for no reason. Kid, Nine Tails glared and growled. Tell me, why do you know the 3 words Kurama? Naruto was shocked to the point where his ears were ringing, his head was buzzing, and this ray of consciousness was almost shaken away. Okay, don't be so loud, I can hear you. Naruto bared his teeth and said unhappily. Explain. Nine Tails roared, but his voice was a little quieter. Naruto patted his chest and said angrily, Kurama, you want to chat with me, and this is your attitude. Nine Tails choked, the corner of his mouth twitched a few times, and shouted, Kid, how dare you talk to me like this? Do you not know who I am? I know. Naruto shrugged. Nine Tails. Now that you know, you still dare to talk to me like this. Aren't you afraid that I will swallow you up? Nine Tails bared his teeth, showed his fierce look, and threatened fiercely. If you could eat me, you wouldn't have waited until today. Naruto waved his hand, looked at Nine Tails and smiled. Your name is Kurama, am I right? Nine Tails did not deny it, but stared directly at Naruto. Why do you know my name? I dreamed of it. Naruto said nonsense. Dream of it? Ninetales was startled. Yes, dream. Naruto sighed and started to perform. Recently, I had a long dream. I dreamed that I became Otsutsuki Hagoromo and defeated a monster called 10 Tails. After defeating 10 Tails, I drained away its power and created 9 cute little guys. The fiery red fox with 9 tails should be you, Kurama. Ninetales' pupils shrank sharply. Naruto's tone was casual, but the amount of information was overwhelming. First of all, the name of Sage of Six Paths Otsutsuki Hagoromo is impossible for ordinary people to know. How did Naruto know? Secondly, everyone knows that there are 9-headed tailed beasts in the world, but they don't know the origin of the 9-headed tailed beasts. It was even more impossible to know that the 9-tailed beasts were created by Sage of Six Paths, but Naruto knew it. How did he know? Could it be? Ninetales thought of some possibility and couldn't help but feel excited. Little kid, what else do you know? I also know the names of 9 of you, 1-tail Shukaku, 2-tail Matabi, and you Kurama. Naruto looked at Ninetales and said with a smile, I remember you were a little kid in the dream, so cute and cute. I didn't expect you to be so big and have such a bad temper in real life. You're not as cute as you were when you were a kid. Naruto was criticizing Ninetales. Before this, Ninetales had already exploded. However, now, instead of being furious, Ninetales looked at Naruto with an incredulous look. You. How could you dream of these things? Ninetales was in disbelief. What Naruto said was impossible for outsiders to know except for the Sage of Six Paths and their 9-tailed beasts. But Naruto knew. How did he know? Ninetales can't understand. It had been inside Naruto for the past 6 years. Ninetales knew all about Naruto's experiences over the years. Ninetales was sure no one told Naruto these things. How did Naruto know that? Could he be the reincarnation of the old man? Wrong. How could the old man be reincarnated in him? But if not, why would he have such a dream? Kid, what else do you know? Ninetales asked again. Hooked. Naruto kept observing Ninetales. He knew that his words would definitely have a huge impact on Ninetales, and as expected. Kurama, I know more than you think. Naruto smiled lightly and said, in the dream, I have 2 sons. The eldest is called Indra, and the second is called Ashura. Indra inherited my sage eyes, and Ashura inherited my sage body. Even this is known. The way Ninetales looked at Naruto changed again. It stared at Naruto, trying to see through Naruto's heart. Ninetales is not that easy to fool. It can sense malice and hatred. Why does it hate humans? On the one hand, humans covet its power. On the other hand, it is because humans are afraid of it, fear it, hate it, reject it, and regard it as a devil. But Ninetales didn't see any fear in Naruto's eyes, nor did he feel any hatred. Except for Sage of Six Paths, Ninetales has never seen this kind of gaze on any human being. Naruto certainly wasn't afraid of Ninetales. Because he knows Ninetales, this seemingly terrifying Ninetales demon fox, is actually Erha at heart. If you treat it well, it will repay you very much. As long as you can subdue it, it will even die for you. By the way Kurama, let me show you something else. Naruto closed his eyes, then opened them suddenly. His eyes were blood red, and the 3 Magatama slowly rotated. Sharingan, Sharingan. Hokage's expression changed drastically, his eyes suddenly became fierce, and he roared angrily. It's those disgusting evil eyes again. Brat, are you from the Uchiha clan? Ninetales is so impressed by Sharingan. Back then, Uchiha Madara used these eyes to play with it and manipulate it like a dog. Ninetales' hatred for Uchiha Madara and Sharingan has penetrated deep into his bones, and even pouring all the water from the world can't wash it away. Naruto looked at Ninetales as if he was mentally retarded. Do you think I look like the Uchiha clan? Ninetales was momentarily speechless. Naruto's mother Kushina is from the Uzumaki clan, and his father Namikaze Minato is just a civilian ninja. In terms of bloodline genes, Naruto is really no match for the Uchiha clan. The appearance is also wrong. The Uchiha clan all have black hair and black eyes, but Naruto has yellow hair. So why did he awaken Sharingan? Are you really the reincarnation of the old man? Ninetales stared directly at Naruto, with excitement, ecstasy, and even a hint of tears in his eyes. Naruto is not an Uchiha, but he has a Sharingan, and a powerful 3 Magatama. 3 Tomo Sharingan is not uncommon among the Uchiha clan, but Uchiha who awakened the 3 Tomo Sharingan at the age of 6 did not have it at all. Naruto did. This further proves that Naruto is the reincarnation of the old man, because the old man's Sharingan was originally a 3 Magatama. Naruto smiled. He knew he had succeeded. After talking so much to Nine Tails, he just wanted to fool Nine Tails into believing that he was the reincarnation of Sage of Six Paths. Nine Tails is a guy who hates humans extremely, with the exception of Sage of Six Paths. Sage of Six Paths created Nine Tails, and Nine Tails regarded Sage of Six Paths as his father. In Nine Tails' heart, the time he lived with Sage of Six Paths was the warmest time in his life. Therefore, Nine Tails has a very deep affection for Sage of Six Paths. Especially after thousands of years of war, hatred, betrayal, slavery, imprisonment, and hatred. Nine Tails' love for Sage of Six Paths has not disappeared, but has become stronger and deeper. When you are in darkness, you yearn for light even more, and Sage of Six Paths is the only light in Nine Tails' heart. As long as Nine Tails believes that he is the reincarnation of Sage of Six Paths, it will be very easy to conquer Nine Tails. Once Nine Tails is conquered, Nine Tails can die for him. Yes, die. People in the world say that Nine Tails is a disaster and a collection of hatred. This is actually a misunderstanding of Nine Tails. Nine Tails places the most emphasis on emotion. Naruto hopes to conquer Nine Tails. I don't know either. Naruto shook his head slowly. I just had a long dream. I can't even explain who I am. Nine Tails expressed understanding. Reincarnation is reincarnation after all. Once reincarnated, the memory of the previous life will be completely obscured. It's rare that Naruto can remember some. By the way, I also dreamed of something, and I think I need to tell you about it. Naruto said suddenly. Nine Tails cast a confused look. Kurama, I also dreamed that in the distant future, someone collected tailed beasts, resurrected 10 tails, and triggered a war in the ninja world. As a result, the world was devastated and the people were in dire straits. Naruto suddenly said, I don't know if this is true, but I shouldn't be dreaming about it for no reason. Nine Tails' expression suddenly changed, and he said anxiously, Old man, kid, are you telling the truth? Nine Tails admires Sage of Six Paths the most, and it believes in Sage of Six Paths' words. I did dream about it. Naruto nodded. Someone awakened the Rinnegan and summoned the Geto statue from the moon. Then use the Geto statue to collect tailed beasts, resurrect 10 tails, and start a ninja war. Resurrect 10 tails. Nine Tails' hair stood on end. Naruto's words had a huge impact on him. It is indeed impossible for ordinary people to collect tailed beasts. If someone awakens a Rinnegan, that's another matter. Geto statue is the body of 10 tails, and combined with the Rinnegan, it is an artifact for collecting tailed beasts. We can't let them succeed. Nine Tails paced back and forth anxiously. Once 10 tails is resurrected, the whole world will be over. The world is unfinished, and Nine Tails doesn't care, but 10 tails is resurrected, and Nine Tails is the first to finish it. Never allow this to happen. Old man, you have to become stronger as soon as possible. Nine Tails stared at Naruto. As long as you return to the strength of your previous life, you can stop 10 tails. I'll do my best. Naruto nodded heavily. But you have to help me. Don't worry, old man, I will help you at any time if you need it. Nine Tails promised. Thanks. Tell me thank you. You're so embarrassed. Next, Naruto chatted with Nine Tails for a long time, and then exited the sealed space when he felt tired. My face is all lumpy. Naruto picked up the instant noodles and started eating them. Not to mention, it tastes good and you can eat it occasionally. Bang bang bang. There was a sudden knock on the door. Naruto looked at the door and narrowed his eyes. Is it Mizuki who came to me at this time? In search of power, Mizuki wanted to defect from the wood industry and join Orochimaru. In order to gain Orochimaru's attention, he plans to steal the sealed book as a certificate of submission. Naruto knew he wouldn't give up. The person standing outside was probably Mizuki. This is indeed the case. It was indeed Mizuki who knocked on the door. Teacher Mizuki, why are you here? Naruto opened the door. Haha, come and see you. Minato entered the house, looked at the instant noodles and milk all over the house, and said something meaningful. Naruto, you've been having a hard time these past few years. You actually eat instant noodles every day. How can you do this? Naruto smiled. Ms. Mizuki, are you okay? If nothing happens, I'm going to sleep. Naruto was ordered to be kicked out. He had no interest in playing tricks with this fool. Mizuki took a deep look at Naruto, and suddenly an evil smile appeared on his face. Okay Naruto, I won't hide from you anymore. Do you know why everyone rejects you? Have no idea, Naruto said calmly. That's because there is a monster sealed inside you, a monster called Nine-Tails Demon Fox. Shuimu smiled evilly. 6 years ago, this monster made a big splash in the village, and many people in the village were killed by it. Your parents, Mr. Iruka's parents, were killed by the demon fox during that turmoil. And you, Uzumaki Naruto, are the incarnation of that demon fox, you, or that monster. Mizuki sneered and said, you said it yourself, how can anyone accept a monster like you? How can you live in a village with dignity? Mizuki stared at Naruto. He wanted to see the look of shock and fear on Naruto's face, and he wanted Naruto to be in chaos. In this way, he could continue to bewitch Naruto and make Naruto steal the sealed book for him. But Mizuki was disappointed. Naruto just said lightly, and then nothing more happened. Mizuki's whole body was numb. Oh, what do you mean? When you hear these things, shouldn't you be shocked, frightened, and panicked? How did you manage to treat the teacher's words as farts? Mizuki decided to add more fire and shouted directly, Naruto, I tell you, the demon fox is the demon fox. No matter how hard you try, you won't be recognized by everyone. Everyone will only hate you. If it hadn't been for the great Hokage to fight against everyone's opinions, you would have been cut to pieces by the angry villagers. But Lord Hokage is already old, how long can he protect you? What should you do then? But Naruto was still very calm, raised his eyes and said calmly, Ms. Mizuki, are you finished? If so, please leave, I want to rest. Mizuki was completely crazy. Okay. Since you are so uncooperative, don't blame me for being rude. You are Nine-Tails Jinchuriki. I will dedicate you to Lord Orochimaru, and he will be very happy. Mizuki took out the kunai from his waist and jumped towards Naruto. As a Chunin of Konoha, Mizuki knew that he was not strong, but he was confident that he could handle Naruto. It's just a genin, but isn't he holding a hand? Teacher Mizuki, are you angry now? Naruto scoffed, a mocking smile forming on his lips. Court death. Naruto's taunt made Mizuki even more embarrassed, and a cold light flashed across the kunai in his hand, heading towards Naruto's throat. Shua. Naruto disappeared. Shuimu's attack missed, and his expression changed greatly, disappeared. How is that possible? Teacher Mizuki, is this all you have? Naruto's voice sounded from behind. Mizuki suddenly turned around and saw Naruto appearing behind him at some point, disdainfully looking at him. How can it be? Mizuki looked like he had seen a ghost. When did you run behind me? You don't need to know that. Naruto said calmly. Teacher Mizuki, take care of yourself on the road to hell. Goodbye. Mizuki's face suddenly changed. Shua. Naruto disappeared again. Shuimu secretly thought something was wrong, and then his lower back hurt. Mizuki looked down and saw a bloody kunai pierce through his back and out of his chest. Puff. Mizuki spat out a mouthful of blood and fell to the ground, making no sound. His eyes widened with anger, with an expression of unwillingness, horror, and disbelief on his face. Mizuki died with eyes closed. He didn't understand why a genin who had just graduated from ninja school could be so strong. Too bad he never got the chance to find out. Naruto knelt down, wiped the blood off the kunai with Mizuki's clothes, and waved Mizuki's body away. Naruto wiped the blood off the floor again, washed his hands, and returned to the table to continue eating. He didn't take what happened the whole time to heart, as if he was killing a chicken instead of a human being. In Naruto's eyes, Mizuki is worse than a chicken, just an NPC in the Hokage world. After eating the instant noodles, Naruto threw the instant noodles box into the trash can, waved his hand and took out 20 kunai from the storage space. These kunai were custom made by Naruto. Next, he would mark the Flying Thunder God technique on these kunai for future use. The Flying Thunder God technique is essentially a chakra mark that can be marked on any object. Kunai, rocks, trees, and even human bodies will do. Once marked, it can never be erased. Naruto mastered the Flying Thunder God technique perfectly, and it was easy to mark the Flying Thunder God technique. The Flying Thunder God technique designed by Naruto is very simple. It is a small Tai Chi diagram. If you look closely, you will find that Naruto's house is filled with Tai Chi diagram symbols. These are Flying Thunder God spells, and with these spells, Naruto can move around the room. In fact, not only at home, but also in an outside Konoha village, there are Flying Thunder God techniques left by Naruto. The Cunning Rabbit has 3 caves. Multiple shadow clone. Naruto thought, and with the banging sound of explosions, there were hundreds of shadow clones around him. 100 exercises transformation technique. 100 exercises body replacement technique. 20 marks Flying Thunder God technique. Naruto ordered. Multiple shadow clone technique is a huge bug, and Naruto must take advantage of it. Leave some trivial matters to the shadow clones. For example, practice ninjutsu and mark the Flying Thunder God technique. Among the 6 ninjutsu that Naruto currently masters, only the 3 body technique is still in the introductory stage. Naruto felt that it was necessary to increase his proficiency in transformation technique and body replacement technique among the 3 body techniques. Transformation technique is ever-changing and has great practical value. Body replacement technique, a life-saving skill, can save lives at critical moments. As for clone technique, forget it, there are multiple shadow clone, and clone technique is useless. A night of silence. Early the next morning, Naruto was woken up by his alarm clock. After turning off the alarm clock, Naruto stayed in bed for more than 10 minutes before reluctantly getting up. The shadow clone created last night has disappeared. After half a night of hard work, my proficiency in transformation technique and body replacement technique has been improved to perfection. This means it can be released easily without any seals. The 20 custom-made kunai are also marked with the Flying Thunder God spell and are ready for use at any time. Naruto put the kunai into the storage space, opened the personal attributes panel, and started today's lottery. The first thing you do when you get up every day is to cheer yourself up. No, the first thing you do when you get up is draw a lottery. Lottery. Ding. Won the lottery. The lottery is completed. Congratulations on getting 5 chakra nature transformation abilities. Naruto was startled, and then he felt a warm current rush into his brain, and there were many more things in his mind. At a glance, it is all about the usage, techniques, experiences and insights of the 5 chakra nature transformations. 5 chakra nature transformations. Naruto was surprised. There are only 5 basic chakra nature transformations in Hokage: thunder, wind, water, fire, and earth. Most ninjas are naturally good at one type of thing. For example, the Uchiha clan is naturally good at chakra nature transformation, so they are good at fire style. Some powerful advanced ninjas can master various chakra nature transformations through practice. The most typical representative is 3rd Hokage. The 3rd Hokage has honed the 5 chakra nature transformations to become very proficient and can use thousands of ninjutsu. Therefore, he is known as the ninja professor. Naruto was only good at wind-type nature transformation before, but now, he has completely mastered the 5 chakra nature transformations. And it is the kind that is perfectly mastered, completely mastered, reached the peak, and has no flaws. Open the Properties panel. Swish. Name: Uzumaki Naruto. Occupation: Ninja. Level: Genin. Chakra attributes: Wind, Thunder, Water, Fire, Earth. Ninjutsu: Transformation Technique Perfection, Body Replacement Technique Perfection, Multiple Shadow Clone Technique Perfection, Flying Thunder God Technique Perfection, Rasengan Perfection. Blood Succession Limit: Sharingan 3 Magatama. Storage Space: 10 cubic meters. The chakra attributes have indeed become 5 types. Naruto beamed. The Grandmaster's 5 chakra nature transformations mean that he can use the 5 attribute ninjutsu at will like the 3rd Hokage, and is no longer limited to wind attribute ninjutsu. This is great. The problem now is that Naruto doesn't know other attributes of ninjutsu, so he has 5 nature transformations but can't use them. Ninjutsu. This thing is like the martial arts secrets in martial arts novels, which are tightly covered by various families and are not spread at all. Even in the ninja school, you can only learn the most basic 3-body technique, and nothing more. If you want to learn, you can only rely on teachers and elders to teach you. But the teacher may not teach you the real skills. Therefore, Naruto does not expect to obtain other ninjutsu from the outside world, but can only hope to draw a lottery. Putting away the attribute panel, Naruto simply washed up, ate some breakfast, and went out. Today is the day of the ninja school's class placement, and Naruto plans to go and have a look and experience. He had just arrived in the Hokage world, and everything here was new to him. When we arrived at school, the class was noisy. Naruto glanced around and saw Hinata sitting quietly in her seat. Her face was pink and tender, cute and well-behaved. She seemed to be looking for something, looking towards the door from time to time. Hinata's face lit up after seeing Naruto. Naruto happened to look over and smiled at her. Hinata blushed and lowered her head. This girl is so cute. Naruto was happy. I have a chance to tease him. Amid the commotion, Iruka arrived and announced the class placement results. Not surprisingly, Naruto, Sasuke, and little Sakura were assigned to Class 7. Naruto had known this result, so he didn't find it strange. Little Sakura was very dissatisfied and kept complaining. She didn't want to be in the same class as Naruto, the crane at all. It wasn't until Urzuzi said coldly, "You're very annoying," that little Sakura shut up obediently. In the following time, teachers from each class arrived one after another and left with their students. There are only 7 classes left. Kakashi, the late king, didn't come for a long time. Little Sakura started to complain again, and Sasuke was also a little impatient. Naruto was actually quite annoyed. Time was precious, and this pointless waiting was a waste of time. Naruto simply didn't bother to wait, sat down on the table, and began to refine the chakra. Chakra is like inner strength, which must be refined every day. Even though Naruto has a special physique and a huge natural chakra, he still has to refine it. Sasuke was a little surprised to find Naruto starting to practice. Is this crane tail actually so diligent? In Sasuke's eyes, Naruto has always been naughty, loves to play pranks, and is a childish boy. Unexpectedly, Naruto was uncharacteristically different today, as if he was a different person, which made Sasuke very uncomfortable. However, Naruto started to practice, and Sasuke didn't want to be compared, so he also found a place to practice. What are you doing? Little Sakura looked at the two of them depressedly. Kakashi had actually arrived a long time ago. The reason why he didn't show up was just observing in secret. Observe the personalities, temperaments, and relationships of the 3 people. Kakashi was a little surprised to see Naruto and Sasuke enter the training state one after another. Is he the teacher's child? It feels different from the legend. Isn't he just pretending? Kakashi secretly observed for a long time that Naruto and Sasuke had been refining chakra and never woke up. This determination alone made Kakashi look sideways. Children at this age are very active. If you say something unpleasant, it will make people dislike dogs. It is very rare that these 2 children can calm down and refine chakra without moving for so long. Look at little Sakura, who can't do it. She's looking like a child with ADHD. The difference is clear at a glance. Kakashi knew there was no need to continue observing, so he appeared and took Naruto and the 3 to the training ground. First, introduce yourself. Then comes the bell-grabbing test. After hearing that all previous students had failed Kakashi's test, little Sakura was so frightened that her face turned pale. Sasuke was also a little nervous. He had already graduated. If he were to go back to ninja school, he might as well kill him. You don't have any objections. Let's get started. As Kakashi said, he took out a copy of Intimate Paradise and read it with great interest. Sasuke, what should I do? Little Sakura looked at Sasuke as if asking for help. Rob, Sasuke replied coldly, took out 2 shurikens from his bag and threw them out. He is very good at throwing shurikens, and the 2 shurikens spin at high speed and shoot towards Kakashi. At the same time, Sasuke took out a kunai in his right hand and flew towards Kakashi like lightning. Sasuke's taijutsu is outstanding for his age, but unfortunately he is no match against Kakashi. He was blown away by Kakashi in 2 or 3 blows. Sasuke tried a few more times, all to no avail. Sasuke cursed secretly and quickly formed an ice dragon seal with both hands. Naruto was waiting for now. When no one was looking, he activated the Sharingan and copied Sasuke's ninjutsu. Having just mastered the 5 chakra nature transformations, Naruto now lacks ninjutsu and will not miss such a good opportunity to copy. Although the Great Fireball technique is only AC level ninjutsu, it is so fancy and exciting. Kakashi looked at Sasuke's hand seal, his eyes narrowed slightly. You can master that ninjutsu at such a young age. With Kakashi's eyesight, he could tell through the seals what ninjutsu Sasuke was about to release. Fire-style Great Fireball technique. As the seal was completed, Sasuke's chest swelled high and a huge fireball suddenly shot out. The giant fireball radiated blazing heat, scraped against the air, and rumbled into Kakashi. So awesome. Little Sakura was shocked. Everyone has just graduated from the ninja school and has only mastered the 3-body technique, kunai throwing, and simple taijutsu. The Great Fireball technique is AC level ninjutsu. In theory, this is a ninjutsu that only Chunin can master. A genin using C-level ninjutsu is equivalent to a primary school student mastering absolute values, square roots, and rational numbers. Can little Sakura not be shocked? As expected of the Uchiha clan, Kakashi gave a rare gasp of praise before being engulfed in a huge fireball, causing little Sakura to scream. The teacher won't be burned to death, right? Little Sakura turned pale with fright. If dignified Jonin could be burned to death so easily, his grave would be taller than the Hokage building. Naruto was very calm. Yeah, little Sakura was dubious. The fireball dispersed, revealing a section of burnt wood. Body replacement technique. Sasuke's pupils condensed, his eyes sharp, and he turned around to look for Kakashi. Watch your step, Naruto suddenly shouted. Sasuke quickly lowered his head. The ground suddenly broke open, and a white hand emerged from the ground and grabbed his left leg. Earth-style hard beheading technique. Sasuke's reaction was very fast, but in the end he was half a beat too late and was dragged directly into the ground, with only his head exposed. Sasuke! Little Sakura shouted anxiously. Sasuke was furious and struggled desperately, but to no avail. The ground around him made him unable to move. Kakashi emerged from the other side. The exposed dead fisheye looked at Naruto. Can you see my movements? Naruto reminded Sasuke, obviously visible. Kakashi was surprised. Naruto is just a genin, but he can actually see his own movements. After being a ninja for so many years and going through the Third Ninja War, Kakashi is definitely experienced in many battles. His use of the body replacement technique and the hard beheading technique has already reached the point of pure fire and pure emotion. To deal with genin like Sasuke, simple body replacement technique and hard decapitation technique can be done. As a result, Naruto could actually see his movements. This surprised Kakashi. So be it. Naruto glanced at Sasuke, who was trapped in the ground, and said, Kakashi-sensei, I'm here to fight you. After coming to this world, Naruto has not fought yet, so it is natural that he can fight against Kakashi now. As soon as he finished speaking, Naruto put his hands together and began to form seals. This seal, Kakashi's heart skipped a beat. Naruto's seal formation speed is not very fast, one seal after another, slow, but very standard. Not only Kakashi could see it clearly, but also Sasuke and little Sakura could see it clearly. This is the seal of the Great Fireball technique. He can also use the Great Fireball technique. Impossible. Absolutely impossible. Sasuke stared at Naruto. The Great Fireball technique is the signature ninjutsu of our Uchiha clan. It took me a long time to learn this jutsu before I could barely master it. There's no way Naruto can. The next second, Sasuke froze. I saw Naruto's chest bulging as high as he did before, and then he opened his mouth to spit. Boom! A giant fireball no less powerful than Sasuke's was ejected, roaring and crashing into Kakashi. Kakashi's eyes widened as he watched himself being engulfed by the fireball, with shock in his eyes. It's okay for Sasuke to know Great Fireball. After all, this is Uchiha's signature ninjutsu. What the hell is Naruto? Boom! The Great Fireball slowly dissipated, and another wooden pile appeared where Kakashi was standing before. Body replacement technique. Little Sakura and Sasuke ignored the wooden stakes and stared at Naruto with disbelief on their faces. Naruto, you. Little Sakura couldn't believe her eyes. Is this the same crane tail that she knew? If even Naruto, who has mastered sea-level ninjutsu, is considered a loser, then who do you think he is? Waste. Naruto, when did you learn the Great Fireball technique? Sasuke asked loudly. Great Fireball is Uchiha's signature ninjutsu, his specialty ninjutsu. How could Naruto do it? Shua. Kakashi appeared not far away and also looked at Naruto. I just learned it from you. Naruto shrugged, not hiding it. It was just a sea-level ninjutsu. What was there to hide? Just now, Sasuke, Kakashi and little Sakura were all startled. Naruto, you're telling me that you just saw Sasuke use the Great Fireball technique and learned it? Kakashi asked. Right. Naruto nodded. You are lying. Sasuke didn't believe it at all and glared at Naruto with a hysterical voice. The Great Fireball technique is a sea-level ninjutsu. How can you learn it after just seeing it once? It's impossible. It took Sasuke a long time to learn the Great Fireball technique. With Doran himself, Sasuke never believed that Naruto could learn the Great Fireball technique just by watching it once. Believe it or not, it's up to you. Naruto shrugged, looking indifferent. Kakashi-sensei, can you continue? Can. Kakashi nodded. Okay. Naruto yelled and started forming seals with his hands again. It's still the Great Fireball technique, but this time, Naruto's seals are a little faster. Boom. Kakashi used the body replacement technique to dodge again. Naruto didn't care and continued to form seals. This time, his seal formation speed was faster. Boom boom boom. Naruto formed seals like crazy. Great fireballs hit Kakashi one after another as if they were free, and Kakashi used the body replacement technique time and time again. Idiot. Sasuke couldn't help but curse. Don't you see that the Great Fireball technique has no use on him? I know it's useless. Naruto turned around and replied, but the seal did not stop and another Great Fireball hit him. You know it's useless, but you still use it. Are you an idiot? Sasuke was furious. Kakashi said calmly. Sasuke, haven't you noticed that Naruto's seals are getting faster and faster? Printing speed. Sasuke was stunned and found that Naruto's seal formation speed was much faster than before. Sasuke was not stupid, he was even very smart. He immediately realized that Naruto was practicing the Great Fireball technique. This fool, he's actually practicing ninjutsu at this time. Sasuke was a little angry. At this moment, Sasuke's mood was very complicated. He didn't expect that Naruto's talent in ninjutsu was so high, and he learned his signature ninjutsu at a glance. What's more, I didn't expect Naruto to be so diligent, and he didn't forget to practice ninjutsu during the test. For the first time, Sasuke felt inferior to Naruto, and also felt the gap between himself and Naruto. Boom boom boom. Naruto's proficiency in the Great Fireball technique was indeed getting faster and faster, reaching proficiency level soon. The most intuitive manifestation is that Naruto's seal formation speed is getting faster and faster, and the chakra consumed to activate the Great Fireball is getting less and less. As expected of a teacher's child, he has completely mastered the Great Fireball technique in such a short time. Kakashi's face was listless, but he was shocked in his heart. My talent for ninjutsu is too high. Namikaze Minato is a well-known genius in Konoha. He was a genius when he was a student. He was also a genius even during his ninja days. Later, he successfully became the Hokage and fully realized his talent. It is not an exaggeration to call him the #1 genius in Konoha. Kakashi didn't expect that Naruto's ninjutsu talent was so strong, and couldn't help but sigh that the tiger father has no dog son. Naruto, if you practice ninjutsu like this, can Chakra handle it? Kakashi reminded kindly. Teacher, don't worry, I have a lot of chakra. I can release the Great Fireball 180 times without any problem. Naruto explained casually, while he continued to form seals on his hands, and another Great Fireball spurted out. 180 Great Fireballs. Sasuke was confused. The Great Fireball technique is the only jutsu he currently has mastered, and he can use it up to 10 times before the chakra is depleted. Naruto can actually be released 180 times. What a joke. Kakashi was stunned for 2 seconds before he realized that Naruto's mother Kushina was from the Uzumaki clan. Will the Uzumaki clan be short of chakra? Their chakra is measured in tons. Naruto, although you have so much chakra that it's enviable, you can't waste chakra like this. Kakashi said listlessly. Next, it's my turn to attack. While Kakashi was speaking, he was once again engulfed by the great fireball, and he used the body replacement technique to avoid it. Kakashi disappeared. The next second, the ground beneath Naruto's feet suddenly moved away, and a hand stretched out from inside, grabbing Naruto's right leg. Earth-style hard beheading technique. Kakashi had just used this move to drag Sasuke into the earth, and he was still trapped. Naruto, be careful, little Sakura reminded instinctively. Boom! A burst of white smoke rose, and Naruto turned into a wooden pile. Body replacement technique. Kakashi got out of the ground and looked at the wooden pile lying on the ground, feeling stunned for a while. Body replacement technique. Little Sakura and Sasuke also looked at the wooden pile. Just now, Sasuke failed to dodge the earth-style hard beheading technique, but Naruto actually dodged it with the body replacement technique. Kakashi-sensei, you are not the only one who knows how to use the body replacement technique. Naruto said with a smile. Kakashi looked at Naruto. You used the body replacement technique well, I didn't even see you forming the seal. Of course, although the body replacement technique is a basic E-level ninjutsu, it is a magical skill. Naruto said proudly. It plays a huge role in battle, especially in critical moments of life and death. It can save lives. Naruto certainly thought so. The body replacement technique allows you to swap yourself with surrounding objects in an instant to avoid attacks. The ninjutsu with similar effects in the Hokage is Sasuke's 6 Magatama Rinnegan's own ninjutsu. Tenshou. An E-level ninjutsu with skill effects comparable to those of Tenshou. What is this if not a divine skill? As a genin, you can realize the value of body replacement technique, which is very rare. Kakashi was listless, but he did not hesitate to praise. Naruto, how far have you progressed in your body replacement technique? Kakashi-sensei, I have practiced the body replacement technique to the point where I can perform it without forming seals. Naruto didn't hide it either. It's just a body replacement technique, nothing to hide. No need for seals. Kakashi's whole body was numb. 3-body technique is the most basic ninjutsu. As long as you are a ninja, it can be said that everyone can do it. But looking at the entire ninja world, there are very few who have truly mastered the 3-body technique to its peak. Rather than this basic ninjutsu, ninjas prefer to spend time studying powerful advanced ninjutsu. Basic ninjutsu is like addition, subtraction, multiplication and division that primary school students learn. It's enough to know this basic stuff. High school students and college students, who are willing to spend time studying addition, subtraction, multiplication and division. Isn't this noisy? Naruto actually practiced the body replacement technique to the point where no seals are needed. This is incredible. Sasuke and little Sakura were also numb. Can the body replacement technique still be practiced to the point where it can be released without the need for seals? The two of them couldn't believe it. Naruto, let me see if your body replacement technique really doesn't require any seals. Kakashi put away intimate heaven, his expression became serious, and he began to take this battle seriously. Shoo shoo shoo. Kakashi took out a shuriken and threw it directly at Naruto, then jumped out with a kunai in hand. His speed was as fast as lightning, his attack was extremely fierce, his shurikens fainted from a distance, and his kunai went straight to Naruto's throat. Naruto didn't fight back, he just kept using the body replacement technique to dodging Kakashi's attacks again and again. The activation speed of body replacement technique is instant. As long as you have time to form a seal, you can instantly exchange yourself with the objects around you. What really restricts the effectiveness of the body replacement technique is the seals, which is also a common problem in many seal ninjutsu. You need to form a seal before you can activate the ninjutsu. And sealing takes time. At this time, hand speed is very important. The speed of seal formation can truly reflect the difference between ninjas, just like Kakashi and Zabuza. The same water-style great waterfall technique, Kakashi seals faster, so the ninjutsu is released earlier. Naruto can cast the body replacement technique without any seals, and can instantly cast the body replacement technique with just a thought. No matter how fast Kakashi's attack is, it can't be faster than his thoughts. After taking turns to attack, Kakashi didn't attack Naruto, and Kakashi didn't even touch Naruto's clothes. Sasuke and little Sakura, the two melon eaters, have long been numb. Is this Naruto? The two of them felt very ridiculous. Naruto has always been a loser in school. I can't learn the theoretical knowledge well, I can't practice the three-body technique well, and the kunai throwing and taijutsu are just so-so. Everyone looked down upon him. Little Sakura also often teases him. Although Sasuke did not mock Naruto, he felt that Naruto was childish and immature at all. But now, the two felt like they were slapped in the face. Especially Sasuke, his heart was filled with mixed feelings. Shocked, ashamed, jealous, sour, doubtful about life. Naruto is actually so strong. Is the gap between him and me actually so big? Sasuke clenched his fists tightly, with unwillingness in his eyes. It's obvious that he's carrying a blood feud, and he's obviously the strongest ninja among his peers. How could he be weaker than Naruto? Boom! Naruto once again used the body replacement technique to dodge the attack, and Kakashi stopped and did not attack again. After repeated attacks, Kakashi finally stopped. Naruto, I believe you. Kakashi looked at Naruto and praised, your mastery of the body replacement technique puts me to shame. From now on, with just this body replacement technique, your life-saving ability will be comparable to elite Jonin. Thank you for the compliment, teacher. Naruto smiled and said, he was quite happy to get Kakashi's approval. This shows that my practice of body replacement technique is correct, at least my life-saving ability has been greatly increased. Kakashi-sensei, do you want to continue the test? Naruto asked again. Kakashi said listlessly, you are excellent, you have passed the test with me. Kakashi looked at Sasuke and little Sakura again, still with a half-dead tone. As for you two, you have failed the test. Go back to ninja school and continue your studies. Teacher, no, little Sakura cried sadly, we are not good enough. We will definitely work harder in the future. Don't drive us away. She has already graduated. If she goes back to ninja school to study with children, it is better to kill her. Sasuke's face turned red, his eyes full of humiliation and grief. Kakashi was silent for a moment, then suddenly looked at Naruto and said calmly, Naruto, what do you think? Teacher, the purpose of the bell-grabbing test is nothing more than to test the bond between us. Naruto said helplessly, but do you think it's reasonable? The three of us were just assigned to the same class today, will there be a bond? Even if there are, how many can there be? Kakashi was stunned. It's better to let us pass the test quickly, so that we can all perform tasks together in the future and get along slowly. Naruto smiled and said, as time goes by, the relationship becomes deeper, and after experiencing life and death crises, the bond will naturally form. We don't play together, so we have a bond with Mao. Just like Lu Guan and Zhang Taoyuan became sworn brothers. If they encounter a life and death crisis on the first day of their sworn friendship, can the three of them really live and die together? Quote. Kakashi was numb, he didn't expect Naruto to directly understand the true intention of the bell-grabbing test. The purpose of the bell-grabbing test is to test character and bond, so that the three of them value each other. If you don't know the answer, it will be very difficult to pass. Because people are selfish. If you know the answer in advance, it's very simple. As long as three people pretend to act out a scene, they can easily pass the test. Obviously, Naruto knew the answer, and the bell-grabbing test was completely meaningless. Naruto, you're smart. Kakashi looked at Naruto deeply. I even think you are too smart like a child. Kakashi-sensei, if you were treated like a monster by everyone around you from the time you were born. Naruto sighed. Being insulted, rejected, despised, ignored, and isolated, you will be more mature than me. Kakashi was speechless. Of course he knew what Naruto had been through over the years. Suffering makes people grow, but if you can be a carefree child, who would want to be an adult? Naruto shook his head. You're all forced. Quote. Kakashi finally agreed that Sakura and Sasuke would pass the test. Little Sakura was so happy. Sasuke couldn't be happier, but he was secretly relieved. The day passed like this. After Kakashi explained, the team announced its disbandment. Naruto, Sasuke and Sakura were walking on the road. Little Sakura chattered about today's experience. Her attitude towards Naruto also took a 180-degree turn and was much better than before. Sasuke followed behind silently, looking at Naruto's back from time to time, wondering what he was thinking. Naruto, how did you practice and why are you so powerful? Sakura couldn't help but ask. She really couldn't understand why a crane tail suddenly became so powerful. Upon hearing this, Sasuke immediately raised his ears to listen. Sasuke is an arrogant person, and asking him to humbly ask Naruto for advice would be more uncomfortable than killing him. But this does not prevent him from eavesdropping. He is also willing to learn from those who are stronger than himself. You want to know? Naruto smiled. Aha, little Sakura nodded repeatedly. I can tell you the answer, but you have to treat me. Naruto touched his growling stomach. I've been eating instant noodles every day lately, and I almost feel like a bird has disappeared from my mouth. A treat is a treat. Little Sakura readily agreed. I'll treat you to Ichiraku ramen and eat it until you're satisfied. Is that okay? Her parents are still alive. Although they are both civilians, they still have pocket money for a meal of ramen. That's a good feeling. The three of them went to the Ichiraku ramen shop and each of them ordered a portion. While waiting for the meal, Naruto couldn't help but look at Uncle Ichiraku twice. Not to mention, he looked like a boss. Konoha has gone through several wars, and was razed to the ground during Pain's invasion. But this guy is still running a ramen stall as usual. He is like a god and deserves the title of Otsutsuki Ichiraku. Naruto, can you tell me how you practice now? Sakura couldn't help but remind her. Naruto came back to his senses and smiled. Practice is actually very simple. First, keep refining chakra. I don't need to say more about the importance of chakra, you all should understand it. I know. Little Sakura nodded repeatedly. Sasuke said nothing, but listened quietly. Second, exercise chakra's control ability. Chapter 11. Second, exercise chakra's control ability. Naruto continued. Chakra is like a knife in a chef's hand, a pen in a painter's hand, and a needle in a tailor's hand. The stronger your control over chakra, the easier and easier it will be to learn ninjutsu. Especially when learning some advanced ninjutsu, the control requirements for chakra are often very high. The slightest mistake will lead to the failure of the ninjutsu. That makes sense. Little Sakura showed an unclear expression. Although she was confused by what she heard, she felt powerful. Sasuke was thoughtful and suddenly said, "You learned my great fireball technique just by looking at it. Does that mean you have very strong control over chakra?" Clever. Naruto showed approval. To be honest, my control over chakra cannot be compared to that of Jonin. Boast. Little Sakura rolled her eyes, obviously not believing it. Sasuke remained silent and asked instead, how do I practice chakra control? 2 ways. Tread water or climb a tree. Naruto would not let anyone miss the opportunity to show his holiness. It would be a waste of time for people not to show off. Pretending makes people happy. What is the difference between a person who lives without pretense and a salted fish? He just likes to show off. What's wrong? Treading water, climbing a tree. Little Sakura was dubious. Will this work? Look. Naruto chuckled, got up and walked outside the noodle shop, found a wall, followed the wall, and walked from the root of the wall to the roof. The whole process is smooth and silky, as if walking on flat ground instead of an upright wall. Little Sakura opened her mouth in an O shape and stared blankly. Sasuke's eyes were dull and he was stunned on the spot. With chakra attached to your feet, you can fly over walls and walk over walls without leaving a trace. Naruto returned to the chair. So, you can practice chakra control by climbing trees and treading water. Sakura and Sasuke were thoughtful. Ramen is ready. Tazuna came over with a bowl of ramen. I'll eat first as a token of respect. Naruto took the ramen and slurped it up. Not to mention, it tastes really good, the noodles are chewy and elastic, the noodle soup is delicious, and the texture is rich. Naruto finished 5 bowls in a row before he put down the bowls and chopsticks still unfinished under Sakura's painful gaze. This bowl of ramen cost 60 taels, and I made 5 bowls, which is equivalent to 300 taels, which is indeed quite expensive. After dinner, the 3 of them went back to their respective homes to find their respective mothers. Naruto returned home and released 300 shadow clone. 100 people find a place to practice the great fireball technique. Remember to stay away from the village so that no one finds out. Naruto looked at all the shadow clone. 100 people go further and continue to mark the Flying Thunder God technique. There are only 100 people left. Let's find some robbers or bandits to get some money. I'm going to die of poverty. Okay, body. 300 shadow clone agreed, then activated the Flying Thunder God technique and disappeared into the house. The night he first crossed over, Naruto sent hundreds of shadow clone to mark the Flying Thunder God spell everywhere. Now there are Naruto-marked Flying Thunder God spells all over Konoha village, even dozens of kilometers around. Naruto was not satisfied, he continued to send shadow clone, marking the Flying Thunder God spell everywhere. Naruto's goal is to mark the Flying Thunder God technique to the entire ninja world within 3 years. In this way, he can go to any place in the ninja world conveniently and quickly. Watching the shadow clones disappear, Naruto stretched himself, washed briefly, and lay down on the bed. I finally lay down, day by day. Naruto breathed a sigh of relief and prepared to refine chakra for a while to sleep, but his body became warm again. Naruto knew that Ninetales was calling him again. This fox wants to chat with me again. Naruto was a little amused, and his consciousness sank into the depths of his mind, and he came to the sewer where Ninetales was sealed. In the huge cage, Ninetales lay quietly, completely without the mania and ferocity it had before. Kurama, what's wrong with you? Naruto sat down in the water. In fact, this is not real water, but something transformed by consciousness. There is no need to worry about getting soaked in water. Old man, can't I come to you if nothing happens? Ninetales snorted. You are outside and happy every day, but I am locked up in this dark place, unable to leave even a step. How about we switch? The tone of Ninetales sounds like a son complaining to his mother, or his girlfriend acting coquettishly with her boyfriend. Sure enough, Ninetales is also a little fairy at heart. Naruto was amused in his heart, but he said, how about I open the seal and let you out for some air? Of course these words were polite. Naruto would not dare to let Kurama go if he really asked him to. Besides, as long as he opens the seal, Kushina and Minato will definitely jump out and stop him. Having just taken away his son's body, Naruto hadn't figured out how to face Minato and his wife. I don't want to see them yet. Ninetales' eyes lit up, obviously very excited, but his face darkened again, and he said calmly. Forget it. Opening the seal will make a lot of noise and cause unnecessary trouble. Ninetales summoned Naruto in just to chat, with no other intention. After knowing that Naruto was the reincarnation of the old man, Ninetales' desire to go out was very low. Instead, it was happy to stay in Naruto's body, accompanying Naruto every day and watching him grow, which made Ninetales very fulfilling. Go out. Ninetales really didn't know where to go for a while. This is the change of mentality. If you have a good mentality, you can live a life like heaven even if you are in hell. Okay, when you want to go out one day, just tell me and I will find a way to open the seal. Naruto borrowed the donkey to go downhill and agreed. Naruto could probably guess that Ninetales called him over because he probably wanted to chat with him. After all, Ninetales and Sage of Six Paths have been separated for too long, and they have accumulated thousands of years of emotions, so naturally they need to vent their emotions. Then let's chat. From the birth of Ninetales to the death of Sage of Six Paths. From ancient times to the present ninja world. In terms of life experience, Ninetales is much richer than Naruto. After all, he has lived for thousands of years longer. So most of the time, it was Ninetales who was talking, and Naruto was a quiet listener. After some small talk, Naruto realized that Ninetales was a talkative person and would never stop talking. Naruto didn't mind it and stayed with Ninetales silently. Ninetales is lonely, depressed, and miserable. As a time traveler, why is he not lonely? The two of them came together, comforting each other, until Naruto's ray of consciousness dissipated. A night of silence. When Naruto woke up the next morning, there were many more memories in Naruto's mind, the memories of shadow clones. After a night of hard work by the shadow clone, the great fireball technique has reached perfection and can be released without any seals. In addition, shadow clone also got a lot of money back. Naruto did a rough count, about 5 million taels. 5 million taels is not a small amount, equivalent to the reward for an S-level mission. Only with a lot of Naruto chakra can he have the luxury to release 100 shadow clone at once to make money. If it were anyone else, they wouldn't dare to do this. It's better than Angle. Don't you have to work honestly to make money? With these 5 million, at least I can eat ramen every meal, and I can also make more kunai. Naruto breathed a sigh of relief. Ninjas make money quickly and spend money quickly. They have to spend money on food, drink, and cutting tools. Naruto is really short of money. Robbing families and homes is indeed the fastest way to get rich. You can do more in the future. Naruto put 5 million taels of silver into the storage space and started another day of drawing. Lottery. It's the first thing Naruto does after getting up every day, and it's also what Naruto looks forward to most every day. Ding. Winning the lottery. The lottery was successful. Congratulations on winning the second Hokage water style gift pack. What? Naruto didn't react for a moment. Naruto didn't realize it until a lot of information flooded into his mind, almost bursting his head. Second Hokage water style gift pack. Naruto jumped up excitedly. Holy crap. Second Hokage's water style gift pack. Second Hokage. He was obviously a Hokage, but because he was afraid of the Uchiha clan, he developed a large number of water style ninjutsu. His superb water style ninjutsu is one of the best in the entire ninja world. So, second Hokage is known as the man closest to Poseidon, and his water style is also nicknamed Sea Escape. The water style ninjutsu of second Hokage is definitely a powerful ninjutsu that countless ninjas in the ninja world dream of. Naruto immediately opened the properties panel to see the newly obtained second Hokage water style gift pack. Haha, it happened. Second Hokage's water style gift pack contains a total of 12 water style ninjutsu, which are water style water barrier, water style water dragon bomb, water style water severing wave, water style tianwei, water style wave rider, water style water horn technique, water style water blade slash, water style water continuous bomb, water style water dragon bite explosion, water style big explosion water wave. There are 12 types of water style ninjutsu, each of which is one of second Hokage's best water style ninjutsu. The most valuable thing is, because of the system initiation, Naruto's proficiency in every ninjutsu has reached the perfect level. It can be released without any seals. Just like the ninja god Senju Hashirama, you can get whatever you want with just a clap of your hands. Lots of luck. Naruto looked at the 12 ninjutsu and was overjoyed. He has Flying Thunder God for escaping, Rasengan for close range, and multiple shadow clone supports. It just lacks long-range attack ninjutsu. When you feel sleepy, you get a pillow, and there are 12 more water-style ninjutsu, which instantly make up for the shortcomings. Water-style water barrier, Tisk, a high-speed rotating water wall, forming a defense without blind spots. Awesome. Water-style water wave, summons water that spins and rises rapidly like a tornado out of thin air. It spreads like a waterfall and hits the opponent downwards. This is extremely powerful. Water-style water dragon bomb. It seems to be Zabuza's special ninjutsu, summoning a water dragon, cool. Quote. The 12 ninjutsus are all very powerful. It's a pity that if there is no dam, who can build it? After spending more than half an hour checking them one by one, Naruto closed the properties panel without feeling satisfied. His hands are itchy now, and he wants to find a place immediately to try these 12 water-style ninjutsu. But today I have a mission. Now Naruto has become an official ninja and will be on a mission starting today. Let Shadow Clone do it. Anyway, the beginning is just D-level tasks like weeding, finding cats, and digging sweet potatoes. Means nothing. Boom. A Shadow Clone appeared next to Naruto. You perform the mission for me. Okay, body. Shadow Clone is out. Naruto washed up, used the transformation technique to change his appearance, and quietly went out. Naruto first ate something to fill his stomach, and then activated the Flying Thunder God technique to go to the wild. For the next 3 days, Naruto stayed in the wild practicing the 12 water-style ninjutsu. Naruto would even create a shadow clone, compete with him, and use ninjutsu to fight against each other. Naruto knew that knowing ninjutsu was one thing, but using it in actual combat was another. Therefore, I used Shadow Clone to fight against myself and strengthen the practical application of the 12 water-style ninjutsu. 3 days flew by. In these 3 days, Naruto completely mastered the use of the 12-second Hokage water-style ninjutsu in actual combat. There is no way. Hundreds of shadow clones are fighting together in actual combat. Regardless of death, it is difficult to reduce the practice efficiency. Even though I was exhausted every night, I could sleep well at night and be revived with full health the next day. It has to be said that in terms of recovery ability alone, the Uzumaki family is definitely outstanding. Early that morning, Naruto dispatched a shadow clone as usual to perform the task on his behalf. Naruto himself planned to stay at home and refine chakra. As a result, Shadow Clone disappeared not long after leaving. The memories carried by Shadow Clone are transferred back. Naruto then learned that Team 7 had taken over the task of protecting Tazuna and was about to go to the Land of Waves. Naruto estimated that Tazuna should have arrived in Konoha recently. So he told Shadow Clone to bring the news back if he received the task of protecting Tazuna. Then there was this scene. The country of waves. Naruto stood up and said, "Just go out for a walk and relax. Staying in the village all day is quite boring." Naruto activated the Flying Thunder God technique and teleported to the bathroom of the Hokage building. Just now, the Shadow Clone took advantage of the opportunity of urine escape to dissipate on its own and pass the news to Naruto. After leaving the bathroom, Naruto met up with Kakashi, Sasuke, Sakura, and Tazuna, and left Konoha. Outside Konoha village is a vast forest. A wide dirt road divided the forest into 2 parts, extending crookedly into the depths of the forest. The sun is shining high in the sky is clear, and there are tall green trees beside you, full of vitality. Because it was her first time out of the village, little Sakura seemed very excited and kept chattering. Sasuke put his hands in his pockets and looked cold and arrogant, but it was obvious that he was in a good mood. Naruto was also in a happy mood, walking slowly while admiring the beautiful scenery on the roadside. The ecological environment of the Hokage world is indeed excellent, with dense forests, blue skies, and natural pollution-free environment. The group of people walked slowly and soon encountered the ghost brother. As soon as the 2 brothers took action, they used chains covered with blades to mince Kakashi. Sakura and Tatsuna were both stunned by this sudden scene, and their faces instantly turned pale as paper. Kakashi-sensei was killed. Little Sakura's face was pale and her body was shaking like chaff. First, the ghost brother growled, and his cold gaze fell on Naruto. "Kid, you are the second one." Saying that, he strangled Naruto with the chain in his hand. Naruto smiled when he saw this. They are 2 idiots, they are not very strong, but they are good at pretending. As he spoke, Naruto's chest swelled high, he opened his mouth and spit out a great fireball to meet him. Great fireball technique. Not good. When Brother Ghost saw this, his expression suddenly changed. It's a pity that they are still in midair, and they pounce at high speed from time to time. In addition, the distance is too close and it is impossible to dodge. Boom! The great fireball engulfed the ghost brothers, and with 2 shrill screams, they flew out directly. Everyone looked around and saw that Brother Ghost's clothes, hair, and eyebrows were burned to ashes. Almost all the skin on the body was carbonized, and the 2 healthy people looked like 2 charred corpses. However, they were not dead yet. They lay on the ground and howled in pain, which was really miserable. So awesome. Little Sakura was stunned. This kid. Tazuna was a little unbelievable. He had seen Naruto as the shortest and thinnest before, and he looked down on Naruto a little, thinking that Naruto was unreliable. Now I realize that I was a little bit wrong. How unreliable is this? Sasuke's focus was obviously different. Naruto, why was there no seal in the great fireball technique you just did? After going back that night, Sasuke did practice climbing trees and treading water according to the method taught by Naruto. After 3 days of training, his control over chakra has greatly improved. The most intuitive observation is that when releasing the great fireball technique, the speed is slightly increased. Sasuke is pleased with his progress. As a result, Naruto just released the great fireball technique, but there was no seal, which made Sasuke feel unbelievable. Can you activate the great fireball technique without forming a seal? This is because my great fireball technique has been practiced to the point where it no longer requires any seals. Naruto smiled lightly and said calmly, as if he was saying something insignificant. How can this be? Sasuke didn't believe it at all. The Great Fireball technique has a total of 6 seals. No matter how hard you practice or how you simplify it, you can't practice it to the point where you don't need to form seals. Ninjutsu requires seals to be activated, especially for more advanced ninjutsu. The seals are very complicated. This is the iron rule that all ninjas need to follow. As Sasuke grew up, he had never heard that ninjutsu could be practiced to the point where seals were not required. That's because I cheated, Naruto said silently in his mind, and instead of retorting, he fired another great fireball. See clearly, I don't have any seals. Naruto spread his hands and looked like I didn't lie to you. Quote. Sasuke opened his mouth, intending to refute, but was unable to argue. He felt that his 3 views had been subverted. In fact, it was not just Sasuke who had his views subverted. Kakashi, who had been hiding in the dark, also found it incredible. He is well informed and knows that some ninjutsu are Mayan ninjutsu and do not require seals to be released. The most typical example is Rasengan. But the Great Fireball technique is a real seal ninjutsu. Even if you practice it again, you can't lose the seal, right? Naruto, how did you do that? Kakashi appeared and couldn't help but ask. Just keep practicing and you'll make it. Quote. The interception of the ghost brother was just a small episode. But the experienced Kakashi realized that this protection mission was far more than what Tazuna said. So he asked again and again, and finally learned the whole story from Tazuna. This turned what was originally a simple C-level escort mission into a rather dangerous B-level mission. Little Sakura immediately proposed to abort the mission for a simple reason. With the reward for a C-level mission, there is no need to take the risk of a B-level mission and continue to perform the mission. Sasuke made no comment. He was still immersed in the shock of Naruto being able to unleash the Great Fireball technique without any seals. Naruto, what do you think? Kakashi asked Naruto for his opinion. It's already here, let's continue. Naruto shrugged and said nonchalantly, I just happened to have a look at the country of waves, just treat it like a trip. Of course Naruto is not doing it for travel, but for extra money. Kaido is one of the few tycoons in the world, and he is also involved in the drug and contraband business behind the scenes. As we all know, those who do this kind of business are extremely rich. If he could peel off some skin from Kaido, Naruto believed that he would never have to worry about money again. Ninjas need money too. Travel. Little Sakura's head was full of black lines. Naruto, that's Kaido, one of the richest men in the world. Who knows what kind of ninja he will hire to deal with us? We don't need to go through this muddy water. Don't be afraid. Isn't there Mr. Kakashi here? Naruto chuckled and said, with elite Jonin like him protecting us, how can a mere Kaido be considered a fool? Then continue the mission. Kakashi agreed. Little Sakura was furious, but there was nothing she could do. She was the weakest in the team and had no say. Everyone continued on their way. Half a day later, we arrived at the country of waves. Not long after entering the country of waves, he was attacked by the mist shinobi ghost Momochi Zabuza. Call out. The beheading sword flew towards him with a roar. If everyone hadn't dodged in time, they would have almost been cut in half. The decapitating sword cut straight into the trunk of the tree and became embedded in it. Zabuza fell from the sky and landed on the beheading sword. Momochi. Zabuza. Kakashi's face instantly became very solemn. Mist Shinobi has a reputation as a ghost. You are Konoha's famous copy ninja, Hatake Kakashi, right? Zabuza looked down at Kakashi indifferently. I know you. When I was still in Mist Shinobi Anbu, the manual I carried with me had your information on it. He has short black hair, the lower half of his face and neck are wrapped in bandages, and has sharp teeth. His eyes were cruel and bloodthirsty, and his body exuded an almost solid murderous aura that made the hairs on his body stand on end. Little Sakura and Tatsuna were so possessed by the murderous aura that they were trembling with fear, their legs were so weak that they almost knelt down. Sasuke was the best performer among the 3, but he also felt suffocated and his body was shaking uncontrollably. What a terrifying murderous aura. It feels like my body is completely locked. Any slightest negligence will lead to death on the spot. Sasuke held the kunai tightly as if facing a powerful enemy. Naruto could also feel the murderous aura emanating from Zabuza, which was completely different from the opponents he had encountered before. Naruto was not afraid, but his eyes were intense and he was eager to try. You all retreat, form a swastika defensive formation, and protect Mr. Tazuna. Kakashi pressed the hood covering his left eye with his hand and ordered the three Narutos not to interfere. Kakashi-sensei, who is he? Sakura asked tremblingly. He is the famous Zabuza Momochi, one of the mist shinobi, 7 ninja swordsmen, the second user of the broken sword and the beheading sword, nicknamed Ghost Man. Kakashi explained in a deep voice, his eyes never leaving Zabuza. He is good at water-style ninjutsu and assassination techniques, and his silent killing techniques are resounding throughout the ninja world. Later, because of the failed assassination of 4th Mizuki, he fled the village and became a rebel ninja, and then became a killer. Ghost Man. When little Sakura heard this title, she suddenly felt horrified. Kakashi, since you know my name, just hand over the old man and I can let you go. Zabuza's eyes were ferocious, and he chuckled ferociously. Otherwise, don't blame me for not recognizing anyone with my decapitating sword. Zabuza, Mr. Tazuna is my employer, there is no way I can hand him over to you. Kakashi said solemnly. Then die. Zabuza flew down and a big battle broke out instantly. After a fierce battle, Kakashi was trapped in the technique, a water prison, unable to move as expected. Kakashi, wait until I get rid of these brats under your control, and then I'll settle the score with you. Zabuza separated a water body and killed Naruto and others. The main body continued to maintain the water prison technique to trap Kakashi. You guys who don't even have full hair, think you are a ninja by proudly wearing a forehead protector. Zabuza's water avatar came step by step, with a cruel and mocking smile on his face. You are not worthy. A true ninja is someone who is always hovering between life and death and can be included in this uncle's manual. Innocent brats like you who just graduated from kindergarten have no right to be called ninjas. Naruto, run away. Kakashi shouted anxiously. You are no match for Zabuza, take Mr. Tazuna and run away immediately. Escape. Can you escape? Zabuza laughed wildly. Kakashi, don't be naive, no one can escape from the hands of my demon Zabuza, let alone a few weak rats. The ferocious and arrogant voice still echoed in the heavy fog, and Zabuza quietly disappeared in place. The next second, Zabuza suddenly appeared in front of Naruto, flew up and kicked Naruto on the chin. To deal with a brat like Naruto, he didn't even bother to use his decapitating sword because it made his sword dirty. Zabuza suddenly appeared in front of Naruto, flew up and kicked Naruto on the chin. To deal with a brat like Naruto, he didn't even bother to use his decapitating sword because it made his sword dirty. Boom! Naruto exploded into a ball of white mist and disappeared, and a wooden pile appeared on the ground. Body replacement technique. Zabuza was surprised for a while. This brat actually used the body replacement technique to dodge my attack. Kakashi in the water prison was relieved when he saw this. He was really worried that Naruto would be hacked to death. Zabuza. Naruto's voice rang out in the fog. Zabuza followed the sound and saw Naruto appearing not far away, looking at him with a smile. I have a message for you, please remember it. Naruto twisted his neck. Those who are standing halfway up the mountain should never look down on those who have just started climbing. The only thing you are worse than us is your age. Other than that, you are not as good as us in everything. Oh, Zabuza raised his eyebrows slightly. You're a funny kid, do you think you can survive in my hands? Stay alive, Naruto sneered, not bothering to retort. Zabuza, you are from Kurigakure, what you are best at is water style, right? So what? Zabuza said indifferently. I have recently learned a few water style ninjutsu and I hope you can give me some advice. Naruto said as he quickly formed seals with his hands. His seals were so fast that they almost became an afterimage. What a fast seal formation. Zabuza's pupils shrank sharply. Water style water dragon bomb technique. Naruto shouted. A water dragon suddenly sprang up behind him and entrenched himself behind Naruto, staring at Zabuza indifferently. Water dragon bomb. Zabuza was a little confused. This brat actually used water style water dragon bomb technique. What a joke. Kakashi, who was trapped in the water prison, Sasuke behind Naruto, and little Sakura were also stunned. What kind of ninjutsu is this? Little Sakura covered her mouth with a look of disbelief. Water-style ninjutsu. Sasuke's eyes turned red, as if he had seen a ghost. When did Naruto master water-style ninjutsu? They stayed with Naruto every day and never saw Naruto learning water-style ninjutsu. So Sasuke was extremely shocked to see Naruto perform water-style. But the biggest shocker was Kakashi. Water Dragon Bomb technique is a B-level ninjutsu, and even Jonin has not mastered it. Naruto actually mastered it. What puzzled Kakashi the most was, where did Naruto learn the Water Dragon Bomb technique? Who taught him? Ninjutsu, especially C-level ninjutsu and above, are treasures of each ninja family. Only disciples or people of the same clan are qualified to learn, and outsiders cannot learn at all. Naruto is a monster that everyone despises, and everyone wants to stay away from him. Who will teach him B-level ninjutsu? I can't figure it out. I can't figure it out at all. Kill. Naruto pointed with his right hand, and the water dragon floating behind him roared and slammed into Zabuza. Hateful. The water body is still a water body after all. It has only 1/10 of the combat power of the main body. How can it withstand the water dragon bomb? The water dragon crashed down, directly smashing Zabuza's water body into pieces. You little devil. Zabuza glared at Naruto. It's not over yet. Naruto chuckled and began to quickly form seals with his hands again. This sealing style is obviously different from Water Dragon Bomb, but the sealing speed is still very fast. Naruto's 12 water-style ninjutsu have all reached the perfect level, so there is no need to form seals at all. But Naruto felt that the seals were very handsome and stylish, so he deliberately formed them to show off his super-fast sealing speed. There aren't many opportunities to show off in front of Kakashi and Sasuke. If you don't show off now, then when? What kind of ninjutsu is it this time? Zabuza's heart was beating wildly. Water-style water wave. Naruto clasped his hands together. Crash. Following Naruto's rapid footsteps, a high-speed rotating water flow rose from Naruto's feet. This water flow quickly rotated into the air like a tornado, and then hit Zabuza like a waterfall. Rumble. The waterfall-like water flow rushed in, like a rolling river sweeping over him, and Zabuza's expression changed drastically. No longer caring about maintaining the water prison, he activated the body flicker technique continuously to avoid the impact of the water waves. Kakashi was not so lucky. He and the water prison were directly swallowed by the water waves. Another water-style ninjutsu. Sasuke and little Sakura were completely numb. They couldn't even figure it out. How did Naruto learn these ninjutsu? You little devil. Zabuza's voice sounded, and Sasuke and Sakura were shocked and looked over quickly. Zabuza appeared not far away, glaring at Naruto, his ferocious eyes filled with fear. Zabuza was frightened. He knew he couldn't let go anymore, otherwise, the boat would really capsize in the gutter. Shwashwashua. Zabuza quickly started forming seals. With your speed of forming seals, by the time you finish forming the seals, your wife will have finished her work with Lao Wang next door. Naruto sneered, jumped into the air, and quickly started to form seals, water-style water horn technique. Naruto spit out large streams of water from his mouth, formed into a trumpet shape, and impacted Zabuza. So fast. Zabuza was horrified. The trumpet-shaped water blocked his escape route, and he had no place to escape. Boom. The water flow swallowed Zabuza instantly. After a while, the water dispersed. Zabuza lay on the ground, completely unconscious. He was violently hit by the water and suffocated by drowning. He did not die on the spot and was already strong. Solved. Seeing this, Sakura and Tazuna breathed a sigh of relief. They thought they were doomed just now, but thank God, they finally saved a small life. Sasuke stared at Naruto with extremely complicated eyes. Sasuke was hit again, and now he was doubting his life. He couldn't understand why Naruto was so strong. How big is the gap between himself and Naruto? Kakashi crawled out of the water, revealing the dead fish's eyes with equally complex expressions. Naruto just used a total of 3 water-style ninjutsu. Water-style water dragon bomb technique. Water-style water wave. Water-style water speaker technique. 3 water-style ninjutsu, all B-level. Moreover, Naruto's terrifying sealing speed was faster than even his elite Jonin. Is this still Genin? Naruto, I have a question. Kakashi stared at Naruto. I'm curious, who taught you these water-style ninjutsu? B-level ninjutsu is a secret that is not taught and cannot be learned easily. Naruto was neither from a famous family nor taught by a famous teacher, so he shouldn't have mastered so many B-level ninjutsu. Sasuke and little Sakura couldn't help but look at Naruto when they heard this. They were also very curious about this question. Naruto smiled and said shockingly, 9 tails. Naruto knew very well that his sudden use of so many ninjutsu would inevitably arouse suspicion. Naruto's countermeasure is simple: throw the blame away. Just leave the blame to 9 tails. Anyway, everyone knows that 9 tails is sealed in his body, so there is nothing wrong with passing the blame to 9 tails. As for whether 9 tails knows ninjutsu, is it important? Unimportant. Except for myself, no one can go to 9 tails and ask 9 tails for confirmation. The question is, does 9 tails know ninjutsu? Actually no. Naruto specifically asked 9 tails this question. 9 tails' answer is also simple. As a tailed beast, every attack it makes is a tailed beast bomb, and it doesn't even bother to learn human ninjutsu. So 9 tails doesn't know ninjutsu. But no one else but Naruto can know this. 9 tails. Kakashi's pupils shrank sharply and he lost his voice. Naruto, do you already know about the existence of 9 tails? No, Naruto, you mean to say that your ninjutsu was all taught by 9 tails? 9 tails? What 9 tails? Sasuke and little Sakura were confused. Right, Naruto said. Impossible. Kakashi shook his head repeatedly. 9 tails hates us humans extremely, how can it teach you ninjutsu? Kakashi knows very well what 9 tails is. 9 tails has been sealed in Konoha for so many years, and 9 tails wants to kill everyone in Konoha. Will it teach Naruto ninjutsu? What an international joke. Kakashi doesn't doubt that 9 tails doesn't know ninjutsu. 9 tails is a 1,000-year-old monster who has outlived everyone else and has been sealed within Jinchuriki for nearly 100 years. Its experience, its knowledge are far beyond anyone's comparison. It's not uncommon to know how to use ninjutsu. Kakashi-sensei, you are wrong. Naruto corrected. 9 tails is a tailed beast, yes, but it is also an intelligent creature, and it also has its own emotions. If you treat it as a friend, it will treat you as a brother. You seal it, hate it, and treat it as a heinous demon. Why should it treat you well? What an incarnation of hatred, it's just a label you imposed on 9 tails. Naruto said these words not to change Kakashi's view of 9 tails. The prejudices in people's hearts are like a big mountain. Once established, it is difficult to move. Naruto didn't believe that he could change people's attitude towards 9 tails with just a few words. He meant it for 9 tails. The effect is unexpectedly good. Because at this time 9 tails was already in tears. The effect is very good, keep up the good work. Naruto was very satisfied with his escape. Strive to conquer 9 tails as soon as possible and activate Kurama mode. Kakashi was speechless, but still said, Naruto, that's 9 tails, you don't understand how terrifying it is. I don't think there's anything scary about 9 tails. Naruto smiled lightly. I have a good relationship with it, and we have become very good friends. Kakashi-sensei, please don't speak ill of 9 tails in front of me in the future. I don't like it. Kakashi was speechless and remained silent for a long time, but he still warned, Naruto, be careful. Don't worry, Kakashi-sensei. Naruto smiled and said, I know what I'm doing and what I want. As long as you understand. Kakashi said nothing more. Seeing the two ended their conversation, Sasuke couldn't bear it any longer. Naruto, what are 9 tails? Yes, you keep talking about 9 tails, what exactly is 9 tails? Little Sakura also asked. 9 tails. Kakashi was just about to say a few words to fool him, when suddenly there were 2 puffs. I saw 3 Senbon piercing Zabuza's neck. Zabuza screamed and became completely silent. What's the situation? 3 flying needles pierced Zabuza's neck, and Zabuza screamed, completely silent. What's the situation? Everyone looked around. Shua. A figure descended from the sky, wearing a grimace mask, mist shinobi forehead protector, and appeared in front of everyone. Exactly. Bye. Who are you? Sasuke and little Sakura stared at Shiro as if they were in danger. I'm from the Mist Shinobi Assassination Unit. Bai's voice was soft. Thank you for helping me subdue this rebellious nin so I can kill him. Mist Shinobi Assassination Unit. When little Sakura and Sasuke were in school, they both learned relevant knowledge and knew what the Mist Shinobi Assassination Unit represented. The two couldn't help but relax. I'm going to take Zabuza's body away and destroy it to avoid revealing the village's secrets. Bai said calmly. Is there no problem? Wait a moment. Kakashi walked up to Zabuza, checked, and after confirming that Zabuza was completely dead, he agreed. You can take him. Thanks. Shiro thanked him, picked up Zabuza and left. Don't leave in a hurry. Naruto suddenly smiled. Any questions? Shiro turned to Naruto. Kakashi, Sasuke and little Sakura also looked at Naruto in confusion. Since it's about destroying corpses and eradicating traces, why not? Naruto shrugged and said calmly, you can destroy the corpse here and eliminate all traces, just so I can learn a lot. Kakashi had previously confirmed that Zabuza was dead, so he allowed Shiro to take him away without thinking too much. Now that Naruto had reminded him, he immediately reacted and his eyes on Shiro changed immediately. You and Zabuza are in the same group. Kakashi's eyes suddenly became sharp. Bai ran, his eyes hidden under the mask stared deeply at Naruto. I didn't expect you to find me. I'm just talking casually. Naruto spread his hands. It turns out you were really Zabuza's accomplice, I'm quite surprised. Huh, an accomplice. He and Zabuza are on the same team. Sasuke and little Sakura became nervous again. I don't want to fight you, but now that you have discovered it, there is nothing I can do. Bai slowly said. In order to protect Zabuza, even if I risk my life, I won't hesitate. You are a good subordinate. Naruto nodded. I will be your opponent. Naruto. Kakashi instinctively wanted to stop him, but thinking of Naruto's strength, he agreed, be careful. Rest assured. Naruto smiled confidently and took a stance. As long as you can beat me, Zabuza will take you away. But if you lose, I won't lose. Bai Ching shouted, and his body suddenly spun. It was spinning at high speed like a top and crashing into Naruto. He held many thousand books in his hand. Each of these 1,000 books was 20 centimeters long, like a steel needle. Under high-speed rotation, these 1,000 books become deadly weapons. Once they are hit, they will definitely be smashed into sieves. Well done. Naruto smiled slightly, opened his mouth, and a giant great fireball shot out from his mouth. Not good. Shiro changed color slightly and immediately activated the body flicker technique mist, avoiding the great fireball's attack. It's such a fast speed, you guys don't even form seals. Bai was shocked and broke into a cold sweat. This is my great fireball technique. Sasuke clenched his fists, with unwillingness in his eyes. How on earth did this train? The vast majority of ninjas can actually be classified into 3 categories: pure taijutsu type, pure ninjutsu type, and comprehensive type. Naruto looked at Shiro and smiled. Currently, I am considered a pure ninjutsu type ninja. What exactly is Naruto trying to say? The 3 Kakashi looked at each other. Pure ninjutsu ninjas have 2 weaknesses. Naruto smiled lightly and said, first, the skin is crispy, but the body is too weak, and it is easy to be killed by someone with a knife. To address this weakness, I practiced the body replacement technique like crazy and finally mastered the body replacement technique to the point where I don't need any seals. At this point, it only takes one thought to teleport away and avoid the attack. Kakashi, Sasuke and little Sakura listened quietly, feeling a little enlightened. No wonder Naruto's body replacement technique is so powerful. It turns out he thinks his body is too weak. That's right, we are too young, and our physical body is indeed our biggest weakness. This guy is so smart. The 3 of them were amazed. The second weakness is that the casting time is too slow. Naruto continued. You should know that in a ninjutsu duel, the speed of forming seals is very important. Whoever forms the seals faster will be able to release the ninjutsu earlier and will naturally have the upper hand. In order to solve this problem, I practiced all the ninjutsu I know like crazy. Naruto put his hands together with a proud smile on his face. Let me tell you secretly, all the ninjutsu I have mastered have been practiced to the point where no seals are needed. What? Sasuke was shocked. Is what Naruto said true? Little Sakura was dubious. Impossible. Kakashi didn't believe it at all. Let's not talk about the body replacement technique and the great fireball technique for now. After all, they are only E-level and C-level ninjutsu, and they can be understood without the need for seals. But the 3 water-style ninjutsu that Naruto used to deal with Zabuza were all B-level ninjutsu. This is advanced ninjutsu. Kakashi never believed that Naruto could practice B-level ninjutsu to the point where no seals were needed. This kind of thing is simply unheard of. Yeah. Bai's tone was calm, and his face was covered by the ghost face mask, so no change in expression could be seen. It's indecent to come back without reciprocating. You just pricked me with a needle, come and try this trick too. Naruto said word by word, water-style heavenly cry. As soon as he finished speaking, Naruto sprayed out a large amount of water needles from his mouth and shot towards Shiro like lightning. The speed of these water needles was astonishingly fast, and as Naruto continued to spray, the number became even more ridiculous. Countless water needles were fired at Bai like bullets from a machine gun. Bai's face changed slightly, and he quickly formed seals with his hands, trying to activate the ninjutsu ice release, Hyugan Tangmu, to resist the water needle. But his seal formation speed was a bit slower, and before the ice wall could form, dense water needles rushed over. Puff puff. The body was penetrated by part of the water needle and was injured. What kind of ninjutsu is this? Why does it look like a needle? Little Sakura exclaimed and looked at Kakashi. Kakashi-sensei, do you know this ninjutsu? Kakashi shook his head. I've never seen it before. But judging from the power, it should be a B-level ninjutsu. Another B-level ninjutsu. Sasuke was completely doubtful about life. How many ninjutsu does Naruto know? Who knows? Kakashi shook his head. Do you want to fight again? Naruto looked at Shiro. For Zabuza-sama, even if my body is broken into pieces, it's not a big deal. Bai's body was bleeding. What's more, I haven't shown my true strength yet. As soon as he finished speaking, Bai quickly formed a seal and shouted, Ice Escape Secret Technique Magic Mirror Ice Crystal. Kakaka. Ice mirrors instantly formed around Naruto's body, and the top of his head also formed an ice mirror. The ice mirrors formed an inverted bowl-shaped cage, surrounding Naruto. Shua. Haku's figure flashed and merged into an ice mirror, looking down at Naruto like a reflection in the mirror. What kind of ninjutsu is this? Little Sakura has 1 head and 2 heads. It seems like Ice Escape. Kakashi said solemnly. Ice Escape. The other side. The battle has begun. Shiro was in the ice mirror, like a character on TV, looking down at Naruto. This is my secret ice escape technique, Magic Mirror Ice Crystal. I can move at the speed of light between these ice mirrors. You can't attack me. Moves at the speed of light. Little Sakura exclaimed. How are we going to fight this? Wouldn't Naruto become a living target and can only be beaten passively? It's tricky, Kakashi said solemnly. Unless we can break these ice mirrors, we will only be beaten passively. But that guy obviously won't give Naruto a chance to break the ice mirror. Things are getting a little tricky. Kakashi-sensei, what should we do? Sakura asked anxiously, is Naruto going to be okay? It depends on the situation. If Naruto can't handle it, I will take action. Kakashi said. That's good. Little Sakura breathed a sigh of relief. I don't want to kill you, but in order to protect Zabuza-sama, I can only feel sorry for you. Several Senbon appeared in Haku's hand, and he swung it and shot at Naruto. Your trick is indeed not bad. It may be effective against others, but it is of no use to me. Naruto shook his head, clasped his hands together, and chakra surged wildly in his body, water-style water-severing wave. Naruto spit out a straight line of ultra-high-pressure water column, like a sharp blade, cutting into the surrounding ice mirror. Click. The moment the water column came into contact with the ice mirror, it easily tore apart the ice mirror. The second side, the third side. Naruto spun around and the ice mirrors surrounding him were all cut in half by the water-severing wave. It crashed to the ground and turned into ice chips. Shiro fell from the ice mirror, staggered, and looked at Naruto in disbelief. Naruto actually broke his biggest trump card so easily, which Shiro couldn't accept. Another B-level water-style ninjutsu. Kakashi was a little numb. Counting this, Naruto has already performed 5 B-level water-style ninjutsu. The scariest thing is, When Naruto used water-style Tianwei and water-style water-severing wave, there were no seals. This is what makes Kakashi most incredible. How big is the gap between me and Naruto? Sasuke clenched his fists tightly. He has mastered so many B-level ninjutsu, but I only know a C-level great fireball technique. How big is the gap between him and me? Sasuke doubts life, feels aggrieved, depressed, unwilling, jealous, anxious, angry, and has low self-esteem. But there is nowhere to vent. Shua. His eyes suddenly changed, becoming blood red, and a tadpole-shaped magatama slowly rotated. Sharingan. Sasuke was so excited that he finally opened Sharingan angrily, even though it was just a single magatama. Sasuke, your eyes. Little Sakura whispered. This is Sharingan, the bloodline limit of the Uchiha clan. Kakashi explained, his eyes falling on Naruto again. Compared with the shock that Naruto gave him, Sasuke's opening of Sharingan seemed a bit insignificant. Do you want to fight again? Naruto smiled at Shiro. At this point in the battle, there is actually no need to continue. Naruto was able to defeat Zabuza and Haku alone, while Kakashi and Sasuke were still watching. Continuing to fight is only humiliating yourself. If you want to kill Zabuza-sama, just step over my body. Shiro stood up. I don't think I said I wanted to kill him, right? Naruto said angrily. You won't kill him. Bai was shocked all over. He is a traitorous ninja from Mist Shinobi, not from Konoha. I am too lazy to meddle in other people's business. Naruto shrugged. However, you hindered me from carrying out my mission and caused huge psychological damage to my teammates, scaring them. I have to compensate for the mental damage. Naruto never thought about killing Zabuza. Naruto just wanted to fight them, to test his own strength, and show off at the same time. However, Zabuza dared to accept Kato's employment and come to trouble them. Naruto didn't mind extorting a sum of money. How much do you want? Shiro asked quickly. It would be great if he could exchange money for Zabuza-sama's life. How many do you have? Naruto asked rhetorically. Bai is an honest person and should not deceive himself. Shiro calculated it carefully in his mind and said, Zabuza-sama and I have been hiding in Tibet for these years, and our total net worth is only 24 million taels. What Bai didn't say was that the 20 million taels were the deposit that Kaduo had just paid. After the project is completed, there is still a balance of 20 million, but now that the mission has failed, it is obviously no longer possible. You were not rich even when you were rebels. Naruto sighed and said, let's do this, I'll leave 4 million for you, and give the remaining 20 million to me, which will be counted as our mental damages, and you can leave. Bye, promise him. Zabuza woke up and his eyes were a little complicated. Konoha is indeed the cradle of genius. You have such strength at such a young age, it's admirable. Can I know your name? Naruto smiled slightly. Uzumaki Naruto. I remember you. Zabuza nodded. Thank you for not killing me. Fights between ninjas often end with the death of one of them, and Zabuza thought he was dead. Unexpectedly, after Naruto defeated them, he only wanted money and no killing. Zabuza knew that Naruto deliberately let them go. Just give me the money. Naruto waved his hand. Bye, give him the money. Yes. Shiro quickly paid the money, took Zabuza with him and was about to leave, but Kato showed up. Trash. They're all trash. Kato was leaning on crutches and wearing sunglasses. I found out that you are very powerful, so I hired you. I didn't expect that the majestic Mist Shinobi Ghost can't even defeat a kid. He really deserves his reputation. When Zabuza heard Kato's words, he was so angry that he almost vomited 3 liters of blood. Are you blind? Is this a ordinary brat? Have you ever seen a kid who mastered so many B-level ninjutsu? What do you want? Zabuza asked in a deep voice. You're a loser who doesn't do your job well, and you still bother me to do it myself. Lousy's money is feeding the dogs. Kaduo spat on it and waved his hand. Kill me. Kill everyone here. I want these fools to know the consequences of offending me, Cardo. Yes, kill. Cardo didn't come alone. He also brought hundreds of rogue ninjas, wandering warriors, and thugs with him. Kaduo gave an order, and the gang of people laughed wildly and came to kill. Kill. Kill all these ninjas. Grab their money. And keep that woman with Lousy, and kill her when Lousy gets tired of it. Quote. Not to mention, Hundreds of wandering warriors armed with samurai swords rushed towards them, and their power was truly astonishing. Little Sakura's face turned pale with fright, and her voice was trembling. Kakashi-sensei, what should I do? Ready to fight. Kakashi got into a fighting stance. Leave it to me to deal with it. The corners of Naruto's mouth raised slightly, revealing a dangerous arc. They're just a bunch of rabble. Kakashi suddenly felt something bad in his heart. Naruto, what do you want to do? You'll know soon. Naruto smiled lightly and shouted, multiple shadow clone technique. Boom boom boom. The white mist exploded one after another, and when the white mist dissipated, countless Narutos appeared around. This is. Little Sakura was shocked. Clone. Kakashi was also numb. This is not an ordinary clone, but a shadow clone made by multiple shadow clone technique. Multiple shadow clone technique. Sasuke was also stunned. I've only heard of shadow clone technique. What the hell are multiple shadow clone techniques? Multiple shadow clone technique, an A-level ninjutsu developed by second Hokage. Kakashi took a deep breath. This ninjutsu can create thousands of shadow clone at one time. But because this technique consumes so much chakra, it would be life-threatening for ordinary ninjas to use it. Hence it's classified as forbidden technique. Forbidden technique. Little Sakura wondered. Since it's forbidden technique, why does Naruto do it? You ask me, who am I asking? Kakashi looked at Naruto with complicated eyes. He couldn't see Naruto anymore unless. Kill. Naruto waved his hand. Kill. Hundreds of shadow clone rushed out. The people Kaduo brought looked like they were powerful in numbers, but in fact they were just a bunch of people who were greedy for life and afraid of death. Burning, robbing, raping and plundering, they are good at it all. If they really encounter a tough situation, they will run faster than anyone else. No, seeing hundreds of shadow clones rushing towards them, these people were immediately frightened to death. Not good. Run. Run away. A group of people ran frantically for their lives, only wishing they had lost two legs. Escape. Can you escape? Naruto sneered. Fire-style Great Fireball technique. Hundreds of Narutos immediately activated the Great Fireball technique. Hundreds of great fireballs were connected together to form an overwhelming sea of fire, which instantly engulfed Cardo's men. After a long time, the flame went out. Hundreds of Cardo's men disappeared, replaced by hundreds of charred corpses. They lay on the ground, emitting black smoke and an unpleasant smell, like hundreds of charred coals. Seeing this scene, little Sakura and Sasuke were completely frightened. Hundreds of living lives, just, gone. Wow, little Sakura couldn't hold it any longer, bent over and started to vomit. Naruto, you. Kakashi looked at Naruto. It turned out that Naruto seemed to be fine, and Kakashi couldn't help but feel chills in his heart. He killed so many people and still remained so calm. Is this really a 12-year-old child? The murderous nature is too serious. Naruto didn't notice Kazuo's expression and walked straight to Kado. Do you want to die or live? This is a big fat sheep. You have to scrape some oil off him and then kill him. Kado had been scared to death by Naruto for a long time. He looked at Naruto like he was looking at a demon. Kado fell to his knees with a thud and kowtowed. Spare my life. My lord, please spare your life. Kaduo was really frightened. This brat, who was no longer than his shoulders, looked like he had no hair at all, but he was extremely cruel and ruthless. One move. He killed so many of his men in seconds and didn't even blink after killing them. Is this still a human being? No, this is the devil. If you want to live, then spend money to buy your life. Naruto held out 5 fingers. 10 billion, I'll buy your life. I won't embarrass you too much, right? Naruto had no idea how much money Kado had. But as one of the few richest people in the world, his net worth must be over 100 billion. Having a net worth of 100 billion does not mean having 100 billion in cash. Just like there are many rich people now, with net worth of hundreds of billions, their net worth may be negative. So, Naruto only wants 10 billion. Don't be embarrassed. Don't be embarrassed. Give me a month and I will give you 10 billion hands. Kado kowtowed repeatedly and promised. I'll give you 3 days. I want to see you in 3 days. If I can't see you, Naruto snorted coldly, and while no one was paying attention, he left the Flying Thunder God spell on Kado. Go away. Yes, Kodoram was granted amnesty and fled in panic. I can't cure you, little one. Naruto snorted, removed all shadow clone, and returned to Kakashi and others. Everyone had complicated eyes, and they all looked at Naruto silently, as if they were meeting Naruto for the first time. Naruto, you have seriously violated Articles 8 and 15 of the Ninja Code of Conduct. Kakashi said seriously. Not only did he attack ordinary people, he also extorted money. Teacher Kakashi, when 10 billion is obtained, I will take 9 billion, and you will share the remaining 1 billion equally. Naruto said with a smile. Kakashi is the leader of Jonin after all, so if he reports this to the village, he will get into a lot of trouble. Naruto wasn't afraid of trouble, but he also didn't want to be disturbed every day. Quote. Kakashi's forehead had veins bulging. Naruto, I'm talking to you about something serious. I hope you can be serious. 2 billion. Naruto held up 2 fingers. Naruto, I am a principled ninja, and you are insulting me by saying such things. Kakashi's words were serious. 3 billion, 1 billion each of you. Naruto said again. The corners of Kakashi's mouth twitched. Sasuke and little Sakura's eyes turned red. 1 billion, 1 billion, 1 billion, 1 billion. This is a huge sum of 1 billion. If they can get this money, they will become billionaires, enough to last them a long, long time. Don't think that ninjas don't love money. This is completely a misunderstanding. Why do ninjas run around and perform tasks every day? Isn't it just for a few taels of broken silver? Kakashi-sensei. Promise Naruto. The two looked at Kakashi expectantly. I just got lost on the road of life. I didn't see anything and I can't remember anything. Kakashi's eyes drooped and he yawned. I'm sleepy. Find a place to sleep. Yeah, little Sakura cheered. Sasuke also looked happy. Naruto smiled. Kakashi's words were tantamount to telling Naruto that he would not care about what happened before. That night, Naruto and his party stayed at Tazuna's house and ate and drank at Tazuna's house. Early the next morning, Naruto drew the lottery as usual. As luck would have it, I drew Shang-Rin's Uzumaki physique. Naruto was a little surprised. Shang-Rin is a pure Uzumaki, and her gorgeous red hair is the best proof of that. In terms of bloodline, Kaoru's Uzumaki bloodline is much purer than Naruto's Uzumaki bloodline. Reflected in ability, Shang-Rin not only possesses a huge chakra and excellent sensory abilities, but also has the physique of a nanny. I made a profit in this lottery. Naruto was very happy. Perception and Nanny's constitution were 2 very practical skills. Perception ability, you can sense the enemy's chakra and know the enemy's location in advance. With the Nanny's constitution, one bite can not only save yourself, but also your teammates. It's a truly magical skill. Open the Properties panel. Chapter 21. Name: Uzumaki Naruto. Occupation: Ninja. Level: Genin. Chakra attributes: Wind, Thunder, Water, Fire, Earth. Ninjutsu: Transformation Technique Perfection, Body Replacement Technique Perfection, Multiple Shadow Clone Technique Perfection, Flying Thunder God Technique Perfection, Rasengan Perfection, Great Fireball Technique Perfection, Second Hokage Water Style Ninja Art Perfection, Kagura Mind Eye Perfection, Physical Healing Perfection. Blood Succession Limit: Sharingan 3 Magatama. Storage Space: 10 cubic meters. Second Hokage Water Style Gift Pack. Water Style Water Barrier, Water Style Water Chongbo, Water Style Water Dragon Bomb, Water Style Water Severing Wave, Water Style Tianwei, Water Style Wave Rider, Water Style Water Horn Technique, Water Style Water Blade Slash, Water Style Water Continuous Bomb, Water Style Hard Vortex Water Blade, Water Style Hard Vortex Water Blade, Water Style Water Dragon Bite Explosion, Water Style Big Explosive Water Wave. Sure enough, Kagura has 2 more abilities, Mind's Eye and Physical Healing. Naruto smiled. Kagura's Mind's Eye and Physical Healing are Shanglin's unique abilities, and each of them is very pervert. Kagura's Hard Eye can sense chakra fluctuations within dozens of kilometers around it, thereby determining the enemy's detailed location, number of people, characteristics, and movement speed. This perception ability is very powerful, and it is also the best in the entire Hokage world. Physical Healing: quickly restore chakra and injuries to yourself or others by biting your own skin. The effect is so powerful that even Tsunade, who was cut into 2 pieces by Master Madara, can be restored to his original state. Kagura Hard Eye. Physical healing. Although these 2 abilities have not directly enhanced my combat effectiveness, they have improved my survival ability and life-saving ability by more than 1 level. This lottery is not a loss. But the changes don't stop there. Naruto could feel that his chakra amount had increased after merging with Korin's Uzumaki physique. That's a total of twice as much. Don't underestimate this double. Naruto's own chakra amount is already very large. After increasing by 2 times, it means that Naruto's current chakra amount is 3 times that of before. If 9 tails is also included. This is a bit exaggerated. Naruto, it's time for breakfast. Little Sakura's knock sounded. Coming. Naruto put away the attribute panel, washed up briefly, and came to the living room to have breakfast with everyone. During the meal, Sasuke mentioned that he wanted to practice, so Kakashi decided to take the 3 of them to practice. The gap between the 3 members of the team is a bit big, and Kakashi feels that it is necessary to help Sasuke and little Sakura. After arriving in the forest, Kakashi proposed tree climbing exercises. The performance of the 3 of them surprised Kakashi. Have you practiced before? Kakashi was very surprised. Little Sakura explained why. Only then did Kakashi realize that Naruto had already taught Sasuke and little Sakura how to climb trees. Naruto's control over chakra is super strong. He must have gone through hard training, and he knows how to climb trees and tread water without any surprises. Kakashi-sensei, you should teach us ninjutsu. Sasuke glanced at Naruto and said. He knew that the gap between himself and Naruto was a bit big, and he was eager to improve his strength and catch up with Naruto. That's right, teach us ninjutsu, Kakashi-sensei. Little Sakura also echoed. She was the weakest among the 3, but she was not far behind and wanted to catch up with Naruto and Sasuke. Kakashi-sensei, Zabuza said before that you have copied thousands of ninjutsus, just teach us too. Naruto also smiled. There are many skills but not too much. Although Naruto can obtain ninjutsu through lottery, the lottery is random and uncontrollable. Learn from Kakashi and you can learn what you want. Kakashi did not refuse and said, let's talk about it. What ninjutsu do you want to learn? The most powerful. Sasuke was the first to speak. Kakashi-sensei, what you are best at is lightning-style ninjutsu, right? I want to learn your lightning-style ninjutsu. Naruto wants to learn Kakashi's Reikiri. This ninjutsu is an S-level ninjutsu and is very powerful. Naruto wanted to learn this. You really know how to choose. Kakashi's mouth twitched and he said angrily, none of the lightning-style ninjutsu I currently master is suitable for you, and you can't learn it. I do have a ninjutsu here that is very suitable for you. What ninjutsu? Naruto asked. Sasuke and little Sakura were also shocked. Kakashi raised his right hand, chakra gathered in the palm of his hand, and a high-speed rotating Rasengan was quickly formed. What kind of ninjutsu is this? Little Sakura exclaimed. Sasuke also stared at Rasengan. He could feel the amazing destructive power contained in this small ball. Rasengan, A-level ninjutsu. Kakashi half squinted his eyes and said in a deadpan tone, this is the Muji ninjutsu developed by my teacher 4th Hokage. It does not require seals and can be activated with one hand. Such a small ball doesn't look very powerful. Is it really an A-level ninjutsu? Little Sakura questioned. On the surface, Rasengan is indeed unremarkable, and even C remembers the great fireball technique. Kakashi found a big tree that was as thick as an arm's length, pushed forward, and pressed Rasengan against the trunk. Buzz. Rasengan spins wildly. A huge swirling hole was quickly made on the surface of the tree trunk, as if it had been drilled through by a large drill. So awesome. Little Sakura was stunned. Sasuke swallowed as well. The destructive power of Rasengan is extremely amazing, and the more chakra you input, the greater the power. Kakashi said calmly. Naruto, your chakra is huge, which is very suitable for learning Rasengan. Teacher, what about us? Little Sakura looked at Kakashi. Sasuke has activated Sharingan, which is perfect for learning one of my lightning-style ninjutsu, Chidori. Kakashi said. As for little Sakura, you should have a good talent in illusion, so just learn illusion. Chidori. Sasuke frowned and asked, what level of ninjutsu is the Chidori? Which one is more powerful than the Rasengan? This guy is so competitive. Kakashi sighed helplessly and said listlessly, Chidori is an A-level ninjutsu. Then I'll learn. Sasuke agreed immediately. Kakashi rolled his eyes. Chidori is Laozi's signature ninjutsu. I'm too lazy to teach it to ordinary people. It's up to you whether you want to learn it or not. Kakashi felt a little unhappy, but didn't say anything. Bang bang. Kakashi made 2 shadow clone. Sasuke, little Sakura, you go with the shadow clone. Aha! Sasuke and little Sakura followed the shadow clone, leaving Naruto and Kakashi alone. Naruto, I'll teach you the Rasengan. After hearing Kakashi say that there is a ninjutsu that suits him, Naruto guessed Rasengan. Rasengan is a ninjutsu developed specifically for Kushina by the 4th Hokage, inspired by the tailed beast bomb. The purpose is precisely to help Kushina make the most of the vast amount of chakra in her body. Rasengan does suit Naruto well, but, Kakashi-sensei, you should change your ninjutsu. Naruto sighed, and then rubbed a blue ball under Kakashi's confused gaze. Snail, Rasengan, how is it possible? Could it be that you learned Rasengan at a glance? Kakashi was stunned. No. Rasengan is extremely difficult to learn, and it cannot be compared to the great fireball technique. Kakashi was very smart and reacted quickly and asked, Naruto, have you learned Rasengan before? Naruto's learning ability is strong, but Kakashi doesn't believe that he can learn Rasengan with just one look. The learning difficulty of Rasengan is not comparable to that of the sea-level great fireball technique. I have learned it, Naruto admitted generously. Learn from 9 tails, Kakashi asked again. Naruto hummed, not wanting to dwell too much on this topic. Kakashi-sensei, why don't you change your ninjutsu? Or Chidori, I think Chidori is good. Kakashi looked at Naruto deeply, shook his head and said, Chidori needs Sharingan's cooperation, you can't learn it. The power of Chidori is strong, but its shortcomings are also obvious. It needs to be combined with Sharingan to achieve maximum effect. After Naruto heard this, he really wanted to show his Sharingan to Kakashi. Have a look. Laozi is not bad at Sharingan. But think about it and forget it. Ninjutsu is easy to handle, just push it to 9 tails. Sharingan can't do it. If you take this thing out, you won't be able to explain it at all. In order to avoid unnecessary trouble, forget it. Apart from Chidori, among Kakashi's skills, the one that Naruto is most interested in is 8 inner gates. This is a magical skill. Emperor Guy used 8 inner gates and almost kicked 6 Paths Madara to death, causing Hokage to end early. Although this is an internet meme, it also reflects from the side how pervert the increase in strength of 8 inner gates is. 8 inner gates, the secret art of taijutsu, is a bit like Kaioken in Dragon Ball, which can temporarily gain terrifying power. The most critical point. The power of 8 inner gates depends on the caster. The stronger the caster, the more exaggerated the power of 8 inner gates. Naruto felt that if he learned 8 inner gates, with the powerful vitality of his Uzumaki body and the huge amount of chakra, he would be absolutely powerful after using 8 inner gates. It's up to you, 8 inner gates. Shall I teach you the Earth-style ninjutsu Doryubi? I don't want to learn. Where's Ice Release, White Whale? I don't want to learn. Genjutsu Narakumi Technique. I don't want to learn. Kakashi was a little angry. You don't want to learn this, and you don't want to learn that. What on earth do you want to learn? Kakashi-sensei, I won't hide it anymore. Naruto chuckled and said, I know you have a secret art of taijutsu called 8 inner gates. I want to learn this. Kakashi narrowed his eyes and his face turned cold. Naruto, how do you know I know 8 inner gates? If I remember correctly, it seems that I have never told you about this, right? 9 Tails said it. Naruto chuckled. Quote. Kakashi's mouth twitched, and he put his hand on his forehead and said, what does 9 Tails know? Why does he know everything about me knowing 8 inner gates? Kakashi-sensei, it's not important. Naruto urged, hurry up and teach me 8 inner gates. My worst skill now is taijutsu. I reject. Kakashi sternly refused. 8 inner gates. By unlocking the channels that bind chakra in the human body, one can temporarily gain powerful power. But after turning on the 8 inner gates, the burst of power was too exaggerated and caused too much damage to the body. Naruto is still young, and learning the 8 inner gates at this age will do him no good at all. In Kakashi's opinion, Naruto is already very evil and there is no need to learn 8 inner gates. Kakashi-sensei, I understand your worries. Naruto smiled and said, actually, I learned 8 inner gates not for fighting. Oh, Kakashi looked at Naruto. I learned 8 inner gates just to make up for the shortcoming of being too weak. Naruto explained. Kakashi-sensei should know that we ninjas must be very comprehensive. Ninjutsu, taijutsu, genjutsu interpretation, kunai throwing, and shuriken throwing all require grandmaster. Because there are weaknesses, it is easy for the enemy to seize the weaknesses and target them. This is undoubtedly very dangerous. Naruto spread his hands. My biggest weakness is physical skills, so I naturally have to find ways to make up for this shortcoming. Naruto learned 8 inner gates not to use them in battle, but to use 8 inner gates as a life-saving trump card. To put it simply, 8 inner gates is like a nuclear bomb. I can usually use it, but I can't use it. Naruto pushed hard and Kakashi finally agreed. 8 inner gates is easy to learn but difficult to master. To truly unleash the power of 8 inner gates, it requires years of extraordinary, overloaded, and extreme training. If you don't have enough perseverance, even if you learn it, you won't be able to unleash the true power of 8 inner gates. Naruto is good at ninjutsu, so he definitely won't focus on the 8 inner gates, but they are good for body protection. Time passed and 3 days passed in the blink of an eye. Kaido broke his promise and did not bring 10 billion. Naruto had expected this outcome. A treacherous, cunning villain like Kaido only has a ghost if he keeps his promises. Naruto sent a shadow clone and followed the Flying Thunder God's spell to find Kaido easily. This guy was getting ready to leave the country of waves on a boat. He planned to take refuge outside first and then come back after they left. After Shadow Clone appeared, he didn't waste any time talking to Kaido and chopped off Kaido's right leg. Every hour, I will cut off a part of you until I get 10 billion. Shadow Clone said this coldly. Kaido was frightened. In less than an hour, 10 billion was collected. Shadow Clone took the money and used a water-style water-severing wave to cut Kaido's ship in half. Kaido and dozens of his men all sank into the sea in panic and despair, and were buried in the belly of the fish. It feels so good to do whatever you want. Without Kaido causing trouble, the construction of the Wave Country Bridge went very smoothly and was completed in 1 month. This month, Naruto was not in a good mood. The reason, of course, is the lottery. His luck seemed to have run out, and he had been drawing for a month, but he didn't get anything good. The best prize is actually the Big Ball Rasengan. Big Ball Rasengan is certainly good, it is an enhanced version of Rasengan and is much more powerful than Rasengan. But too little. Except for the Big Ball Rasengan, it's either kunai or money, and then there are ninja tools, scrolls. It's all rubbish. There was no other way. Naruto could only put all his energy into the training of 8 inner gates. Learning 8 inner gates is actually not difficult. Starting from the first gate, remove the restrictions one by one and release the chakra hidden in the body. What is difficult is to bear the burden and damage to various parts of the body and organs after opening the 8 inner gates. This requires physical exercise, which requires overloading, exceeding limits, and exceeding routine for many years. In this regard, Naruto has a much greater advantage than Xiao Li. Xiao Li is mortal, but Naruto is cheating. The Uzumaki clan has powerful vitality, huge amount of chakra, and the pervert recovery skill of physical healing. With the combined blessing of these factors, Naruto's practice of 8 inner gates progressed rapidly, making rapid progress. In just 1 month, Naruto's 8 inner gates can reach the 5th gate, Duman, which is comparable to Xiao Li's 1-year hard training. This terrifying training speed made Kakashi doubt his life and praised Naruto as a true genius. Another benefit of Naruto practicing 8 inner gates is, since his physical fitness is much stronger than before, Naruto can now withstand 9 Tails chakra. Naruto found a place and tried it secretly. He can now fully withstand the 9 Tails chakra of 4 Tails while remaining conscious. Any more will not work and it will be easy to go berserk. After 1 month, the mission of protecting Tazuna was successfully completed, and Naruto and his party left the country of waves. After half a day, we returned to Konoha. Finally home. I feel a little homesick. Walking on the bustling streets of Konoha, everyone was in a good mood, and it felt like Yuzu was coming home. I'll go back to the Hokage building first. You three should go home first and have a dinner together in the evening. Kakashi arranged. I'll treat you to barbecue. Yeah, long live Mr. Kakashi. Little Sakura jumped up excitedly. Kakashi-sensei is open. Naruto gave a thumbs up. Sasuke also smiled. This month, he successfully learned Chidori. Sharingan also evolved to double Magatama, Chakra brightness, and his ability to control Chakra has also made great progress. The improvement in strength was huge, and Sasuke was naturally in a good mood. Naruto, you are the one who should be treating me. After all, forget it, let's not talk about this anymore. Kakashi waved his hand. See you tonight. After Kakashi said that, he disappeared. The three Narutos also went back to their respective homes to find their respective mothers. I haven't been back for a month. The smell of formaldehyde fills the house and the ground is covered with dust. Naruto created a few shadow clone and quickly tidied up the room, which quickly looked brand new. In the next few days, Class 7 started the trivial tasks of finding cats and dogs, weeding and digging sweet potatoes. Naruto let Shadow Clone take over, and secretly came outside Konoha to practice 8 inner gates. On this day, the cry of eagles in the sky resounded throughout Konoha village. All the leading Jonin heard the call and rushed to the Hokage building and gathered in the Hokage office. Kakashi, Might Guy, Asuma, Yuhi Kurenai, Ibiki, Nara Shikaku, are all on the list. The third Hokage was wearing Hokage robes, sitting upright on a chair, looking at the Jonin seriously. Everyone, we are summoned here because the biannual Chunin selection exam is about to be held. Third Hokage said solemnly. Apart from the old students, are there any newcomers this year who want to participate? Having said this, Third Hokage's eyes fell on Kakashi, Yuhi Kurenai and Asuma. You three Jonin have brought in new people this year, and you have carried out more than 8 missions. According to your wishes, you can recommend your new recruits to take the Chunin selection exam. All Jonin's eyes fell on the 3 of them. In theory, for the Chunin exam, as long as you complete 8 tasks, regardless of the task level, the team leader Jonin can recommend taking it. But actually, many newcomers will not immediately take the Chunin exam of the same year, but will continue to improve their strength and accumulate experience. Only when you are strong enough and have enough experience will you sign up. After all, the Chunin exam has a high mortality rate and a higher elimination rate, so there is no benefit in taking it rashly. In the past 5 years, no newcomer has taken the Chunin exam that year, which is the best evidence. This year's group of newcomers have just become genin for less than 2 months, so it is indeed too early to join now. Let's start with Kakashi, the third Hokage said calmly. Kakashi stepped forward slowly. Class 7 led by Kakashi, Uchiha Sasuke, Haruno Sakura, Uzumaki Naruto. The above 3, in the name of my Hatake Kakashi, recommend them to take the Chunin selection exam. Team 8 led by Kurenai Yuhi, Aburame Shino, Kiba Inuzuka, Hyuga Hinata. Kurenai stepped forward. The above 3, in my name, Yuhi Kurenai, recommend them to take the Chunin selection exam. Class 10 led by Sarutobi Asuma, Nara Shikamaru, Yamanaka Ino, Akamichi Choji. Asuma. The above 3, in the name of me, Sarutobi Asuma, recommend them to take the Chunin selection exam. What? The Jonin were all in an uproar. Uruka stood up and said anxiously, Master Hokage, please listen to me. Third generation looked at Uruka. Although they are a bit nosy, the above 9 genin were once my students at the ninja school. Uruka was a little excited. They are all talented, but it is too early for them to take the Chunin exam now. What they should do most now is to accumulate experience, improve their strength, and then slowly participate in the future. Hearing this, the Jonin present nodded. These newcomers have just become genin, and it is really too early for them to join now. However, Kakashi disagreed with Uruka's opinion and retorted calmly, I became a Chunin at the age of 6. They are different from you. Uruka was a little excited. Kakashi, you graduated from the ninja school at the age of 5, became a Chunin at the age of 6, and became a Jonin at the age of 12. This record has never been surpassed. Kakashi, you are a genius. If you insist on comparing them to you, you will only harm them. What kind of genius am I? Kakashi sighed helplessly. Teacher Uruka, Naruto and the others have graduated almost 2 months ago. Do you know how much they have changed in just 2 months? Forehead. Uruka was stunned and questioned, how much change can be made in just 2 months? Changes you can't imagine. Kakashi shook his head and did not explain further. In short, since I recommended them to take the Chunin exam, there must be my reasons. Just wait and see. Kakashi smiled mysteriously. This Chunin exam, everyone will be surprised. Surprised? What's the meaning? The Jonin looked at each other. Guy came over, hugged Kakashi, kissed the big white fang and said with a smile. Kakashi, from what you say, do you think any of the 3 newcomers under your command are very powerful? You'll know then. Kakashi ignored the lifelong rival. Haha, I'll wait and see. Guy patted Kakashi on the shoulder and smacked his shiny front teeth, but let me say this beforehand. 3 of my students will also take part in this Chunin exam. With them here, it might not be that easy for your newcomers to stand out. Hehe, that afternoon, Kakashi took the application form for the Chunin exam and found the 3 Narutos to explain the dangers in detail. Then the choice was given to the 3 Narutos. Not surprisingly, all 3 of them chose to participate, filled out the application form, and Kakashi left. Naruto and the 3 of them also separated. A week later, the Chunin selection exam officially began, and Naruto, Sasuke and little Sakura headed to the classroom. Naruto was in a good mood today. Compared to the bad luck he had the previous month, Naruto's luck was much better this week and he got a few good things. The first one, Ghoul Seal. This sealing technique is powerful, but it is a skill that costs lives, which is very useless. Naruto had no intention of using it at all. The second one, Wooden Dalian Bomb Technique. This is a compound ninjutsu and one of the ninjutsu that 3rd Hokage Sarutobi Hiruzen is most proud of. The principle is to summon 4 clones to cooperate with each other, using 5 ninjutsu with different attributes, thunder, wind, water, fire, and earth to attack the enemy at the same time, causing a devastating explosion. There are many masters in the ninja world who can use ninjutsu with multiple attributes, but only 3rd Hokage can skillfully combine 5 ninjutsu with different attributes to form a compound ninjutsu. The old man's attainments in ninjutsu are indeed very high, and he is worthy of the title of Dr. Ninja. Third, Uchiha Madara Fire Style Ninjutsu Gift Pack. This Fire Style Ninjutsu Gift Pack is the best thing Naruto has drawn this week. It records 4 types of Uchiha Madara's Fire Style Ninjutsu. Technique for Great Fire to Extinguish, Technique for Great Fire to Extinguish, Technique for Dragon Flames to Sing, Technique for Hiding in Dust. The power of the 4 Fire Style Ninjutsu is quite amazing, greatly enriching Naruto's ninjutsu arsenal and destructive power. Naruto got a lot of good stuff this week, and Naruto was in a good mood. Chatting with Urzuzi and his wife along the way, they soon arrived at the door of the classroom and met other Xiaoqiang from Konoha. Hinata, Xiao Li, Neji, Shikamaru and others are all there. Hinata, Naruto yelled. Everyone looked over. Seeing Naruto, Hinata's eyes lit up, 2 blushes quietly appeared on her face, her white fingers twisted together again, and she said shyly, Naruto, you're here too. Haha, here it comes. Naruto stepped forward, couldn't help it, and pinched Hinata's little face. Hinata, you are so cute. He has long wanted to pinch Hinata's face, and even want to hold this girl in his arms and rub her. It's a pity that I never had the chance, but I finally caught it today. Ah, Hinata's little face suddenly turned red, her soft body trembled slightly, and her heart was pounding like a deer, feeling shy, happy, and excited. Hey, Naruto, what are you doing? Ya pulled Hinata behind him and yelled with some dissatisfaction, don't bully Hinata. Woof, Akamaru, who was lying on top of Kiba's head, shouted at Naruto. As a member of the same team, Kiba takes good care of Hinata. Of course, this is just caring and has no other meaning. Naruto knew this and was not angry. He smiled and said, "Ya, long time no see. Naruto, I haven't seen you for a month. You seem to have changed a lot. You feel different from before." He looked Naruto up and down with his teeth and grinned. However, taking the Chunin exam requires strength. How dare you, a lowly person like you, come to take part? Aren't you afraid of failing halfway? Naruto shrugged, not angry, just for fun, just treat it as a long experience. That's right, learn more and gain experience for the next Chunin exam. Maybe you can pass it. Y'all laughed loudly. Everyone burst into laughter, taking Naruto's words seriously. Naruto is the weakest person in the class and the weakest in strength, so playing is in line with his personality. Hinata looked at Naruto with a smile, her eyes filled with admiration. With so many people present, apart from Sasuke and little Sakura who knew Naruto thoroughly, Hinata was the only one who believed in Naruto unconditionally. The Xiaoqiang guys chatted at the door for a while, then they all entered the classroom and then they were frightened. How? Why are there so many people? Are they all candidates taking the Chunin exam? Why do they seem to be more powerful than the other? The classroom was full of candidates, all of them fierce, cold and unruly, staring coldly at Naruto and others. The other Xiaoqiang were frightened and stared at this group of people with some fear, not daring to breathe. Hinata was so frightened that she hid behind Naruto and stuck out her little head to look at the group of people fearfully. Do not be afraid. Naruto held Hinata's little hand. It was soft and felt very good. Don't look at these people dragging them like 205, but most of them are actually garbage. There is no need to be afraid. Naruto's words were like poking a hornet's nest, and the dozens of exams in the classroom suddenly became furious. Kid, what did you say? How dare you call me trash? Do you believe lousy will kill you? Dozens of candidates glared at Naruto. Naruto responded with a smile, kill me. People like you are not worthy of carrying lousy's shoes. Among this group of people, he only had an impression of the Sand Shinobi Trio and Kabuto, but he didn't know the others at all. Sand Shinobi Trio, Gaara, Temari, Kankuro. Gaara is quite cute, fair and tender, with an oval face, and the word, love, on her forehead is very cute. Temari is very beautiful, with straight legs, worthy of the Sunagakur flower. Kankuro, his face was as dazzled as that of an opera singer, and those who didn't know him thought he was a shadow puppet actor. As for Kabuto, he is very sunny, kind, and handsome. Who would have thought that he is a teenager? Holy shit, Naruto, shut up. Shikamaru and others were startled, and even rushed to Naruto, with an apologetic smile and said, I'm sorry, everyone, he is a childish guy and can't speak. Don't take it to heart. That's right, he can't speak, don't mind. Quote. A group of candidates looked a little better now. Please calm down. Kabuto stood up and said, today is the Chunin exam. Everyone is a little nervous. If you are so noisy, it will easily arouse everyone's resentment and hostility. Who are you? The little ones looked at Kabuto in confusion. My name is. Kabuto prepared to introduce himself. His name is Yakushi Kabuto, a sinister and evil young man who is Orochimaru's loyal horse boy. Naruto looked at Kabuto with a smile. It's also a spy planted by Orochimaru in Konoha, right, Kabuto-senpai? When Naruto said this, he didn't really want to expose Kabuto. He had no interest in exposing Kabuto. It's purely out of bad taste. Naruto knew that people like Kabuto always wore a mask and walked around in front of people, being conceited and submissive to others. Naruto wanted to see what his expression would be like if Kabuto was exposed in public. It should be interesting, right? It was indeed interesting, because Kabuto's expression changed and he looked at Naruto in confusion. Kabuto is indeed confused. He lurks in Konoha and monitors Konoha's every move. No one has ever suspected him. As a result, today, he was exposed in front of Naruto without any precautions. Suddenly, it was so unexpected, even the city of Yidu was caught off guard. Spy, Orochimaru. 11 Xiaoqiang's expression changed when he looked at Kabuto. They didn't know who Orochimaru was, but they knew what the word spy meant. Naruto, are you serious? Little Sakura asked. You're kidding. Naruto scratched his head and laughed loudly. Actually, I don't even know this guy. Depend on. I don't know what you're talking about. Naruto, you fool. Scared lousy. You, lousy really wants to beat you to death. The little ones were furious and glared at Naruto. Naruto smiled and said to Kabuto, sorry. I shouldn't have made fun of you. Ha ha ha. Do laughed twice and breathed a sigh of relief. It's okay. It's just a joke, I'm not that stingy. But please don't make jokes like this again. It's too exciting and my heart can't bear it. As he said this, Kabuto's heart was filled with upheaval and turmoil. Naruto was able to name him accurately and revealed that he was a spy sent to Konoha by Orochimaru. It's enough to show that he has been exposed. One thing Kabuto couldn't understand was, since Naruto knew his identity, why did he let him go? What is Naruto's intention? This brat can't stay. Kabuto's face was gloomy, and two cold gleams flashed in his eyes hidden behind his glasses. With the arrival of Ibiki and the Proctor Jonin, the first test of the Chunin exam officially began. Ibiki stood on the podium and explained the exam rules indifferently. His aura was so powerful and oppressive that all the candidates did not dare to breathe. The content of the written examination is divided into 2 stages. The first 9 questions test your intelligence gathering ability. The last question 10 tests team cohesion. Having gone through too many exams in his previous life, Naruto now gets annoyed when he sees exams and has no interest in answering the questions. Compared to the boring test paper, Hinata next to him was more attractive. Naruto tilted his head, admiring Hinata's appearance. Hinata was so shy that she lowered her head, not daring to look at Naruto, and had no intention of answering the question. What is this kid doing? Ibiki on the podium noticed Naruto. He seems to be Nine-Tails Jinchuriki. Does he know that he can't pass the exam and is completely ruined? Interesting kid. Unlike Naruto, the other candidates in the examination room were racking their brains and thinking of ways to cheat. Little Sakura is a top student and answers the questions by herself. Gaara used sand to form eyeballs to look at other people's papers. Shino used a bug to peek at the answer. Ino uses the heart turn technique to invade little Sakura's body. Sasuke uses Sharingan to imitate other people's writing movements. Neji rolled his eyes and looked at other people's papers through his body. Everyone is coping with the exam in their own way. It's like 8 immortals crossing the sea, each showing his or her magical powers. During this process, cheaters with naive means were gradually kicked out of the examination room and eliminated early. If one person is eliminated, his teammates will sit together. Therefore, if one person is eliminated, the entire team of 3 people will be eliminated, and the number of candidates is decreasing rapidly. In a blink of an eye, it was time to reach the 10th question. The 10th question is very simple, but the most tortured. Because the 10th question is a multiple-choice question. You can choose to do it or not. If you choose not to take the 10th question, the team will be eliminated directly, but you can continue to take the exam next year. Choose to answer question 10. If you answer incorrectly, you will not only be eliminated, but you will also lose the qualification to take the Chunin exam for life. This choice is despairing. If you don't choose, you will be eliminated. Choice: possible lifetime ban. No matter which choice you make, there are huge risks. Under the tremendous psychological torture, many people could no longer bear it and chose to give up. However, the final result was shocking. Anyone who chooses to do question 10 will pass. Finally, of the 153 people who took the Chunin exam, only 78 passed the written test and the other 75 were eliminated. The elimination rate is nearly half. The written test ended, and the examiner of the second test, Mitarashi Anko, made his debut. Anko was very beautiful during this period, with big breasts, fat hips, long legs, a round face and a slim waist. It's hard to imagine that she will become an Anko bag in the future. However, this is all for the future, and Anko at this stage is still very eye-catching. Anko clarified the rules of the second game. After some preparation, the candidates entered the Forest of Death one after another. In order to ensure Hinata's safety, Naruto specially left the Flying Thunder God technique on Hinata. In case the entire Forest of Death is within Naruto's perception. As long as Hinata is in danger, Naruto will rush to the rescue immediately. This is my future wife, so I have to protect her. The Death Forest has lush vegetation, various plants are intertwined, and thick trees can be seen everywhere. The broad crowns overlap to form a long canopy that blocks the sun. It was noon now, the sky was clear, but there was no light in the forest, it was gloomy and dark. What an eerie feeling. Little Sakura couldn't help but shuddered. I feel very bad here, everyone, be careful. Don't worry, Naruto said. Except for the poisonous insects, tigers and leopards, those are the genin. There is nothing to be afraid of. With Naruto here, our safety can still be guaranteed. Little Sakura couldn't help but feel relieved. Naruto, I hope you don't make a move later. Sasuke said. I want to use my own strength to pass through the Forest of Death and reach the central tower. No problem. Naruto smiled lightly. I won't take action in the Death Forest this time, you can figure it out yourself. Thanks. Sasuke whispered his thanks. Naruto smiled and suddenly asked, Sasuke, I have a question for you. You ask, Sasuke said. If you are given a chance, your strength will increase by leaps and bounds, but the price will be to defect to Konoha. Naruto smiled and said, what would you choose? The reason why I asked this question was because Naruto knew that Orochimaru was also among these candidates. And he's already targeting Sasuke. If nothing else goes wrong, Orochimaru will imprint the curse of heaven on Sasuke to trick Sasuke. Sasuke will be greatly strengthened as a result, but he will also embark on a path of no return. Although Orochimaru has ulterior motives and wants to take Sasuke's body, it is undeniable that this is also Sasuke's opportunity. Naruto was confident of stopping Orochimaru, but as a friend, he left that choice to Sasuke. The specific choice is entirely up to Sasuke. If he chose power, Naruto wouldn't stop him. Why stop it? All Orochimaru did with all his efforts, in the end was just making a wedding dress for Sasuke. When Sasuke heard this, he couldn't help but froze, his expression was uncertain, and he fell into hesitation. Little Sakura was dissatisfied. Naruto, what are you talking about? How could Sasuke defect? Just think I'm joking. Naruto shrugged and continued walking forward. Naruto, can you please stop making jokes like this in the future? It's not funny at all. There are many poisonous insects and ferocious beasts in the forest. However, they were unable to cause any harm to the three of them. As they moved forward, they soon encountered 3 genin from Rain Shinobi village. Sasuke and little Sakura team up to solve the problem without any danger. They are much stronger than they were at the same time in the original work, and it is still very easy to deal with these genin fish. The 3 of them moved on. Sudden, Naruto sensed an extremely cold chakra approaching quickly, just like Lion Majesty, which made people's hair stand on end. Orochimaru is here. Naruto took a deep breath and looked at Sasuke. Have you thought of the answer to the question I just asked? Naruto. Little Sakura was a little angry and glared at Naruto. You're going too far, can you please stop asking questions like that? Who in the entire Hokage world least wants Sasuke to be a traitor, is without a doubt little Sakura and Uchiha Itachi. Needless to say, Itachi, in order to protect Konoha, even the Uchiha clan was wiped out with tears in his eyes. As for little Sakura, she loves Sasuke deeply and naturally doesn't want Sasuke to leave Konoha and leave her. Naruto smiled and said nothing, just looked at Sasuke. Sasuke was silent, fists clenched. After a long time, he gritted his teeth and said, Naruto, I am an avenger. I bear the blood feud of my family. The only reason I live in this world is revenge. As long as I can get revenge, no matter what the price, I have no regrets. Sasuke also longed for power and revenge before, but it was not as strong as it is now. Ever since Naruto suddenly broke out and showed his exaggerated fighting power, Sasuke was stimulated. He desperately wanted to gain power, desperately wanted to bridge the gap with Naruto. Therefore, given the choice between power and Konoha, Sasuke chose the former without hesitation. Little Sakura was stunned and looked at Sasuke in disbelief. Sasuke, you. Understood. Naruto nodded slightly. I respect your choice, I just hope you don't regret it. Kill to pay for life, debt to pay for money. Revenge is understandable, but we are afraid that in the end, the truth is not what we think. Naruto shrugged and said with a smile, forget it. Don't talk about this, an enemy is coming. Boom. As soon as Naruto finished speaking, an evil and hoarse laugh sounded. You 3 are very leisurely. Sasuke and little Sakura immediately followed the sound and saw a person standing on the thick tree trunk behind them. Wearing a bamboo hat, the ninja uniform of Kusakura village, and a shuriken rope tied around her waist, she was a woman. The woman stretched out her long tongue and licked the edge of the hat, showing an evil smile. How can the entire Hokage world be so evil? Apart from Uncle Snake, there is no semicolon. This guy is so disgusting. Little Sakura shuddered. But the more disgusting thing is yet to come. You must be looking for the Book of Earth, right? Just in time, this is the Book of Earth in my hand. Orochimaru let out a hoarse magnetic laugh, picked up the Book of Earth, and stuffed it into his mouth. So, So disgusting. Little Sakura felt chills all over her body and had goosebumps on her back. Sasuke also felt creepy. Okay, the Book of Earth is already in my stomach. If you want to take it, just come and grab it. Uncle Snake smiled evilly. I've learned a lot. Naruto smiled. Sasuke, you didn't say anything just now. You asked me not to take action. He left it to you. Good. Sasuke stared at Orochimaru for a few seconds, then suddenly put his hands together and quickly began to form seals. Fire style Great Fireball Technique. Earth style Wall. The confrontation between Sasuke and Uncle Snake broke out instantly. Unfortunately, the gap in strength between the two sides is too great. Even though Uncle Snake released a Pacific Ocean of water, Sasuke was no match and was beaten throughout. Naruto, help quickly. Little Sakura couldn't stand it anymore. Need not. Sasuke wiped the blood from the corner of his mouth with a fierce look. I can deal with this guy. But, little Sakura wanted to persuade, but suddenly she noticed a dazzling arc of electricity erupting from Sasuke's hand. Crackling, waves of current flowed freely, emitting a harsh and shrill sound, like thousands of birds neighing and screaming. What kind of ninjutsu is this? Little Sakura was stunned. This is the trick that Mr. Kakashi gave to Sasuke, Chidori, A-level lightning style ninjutsu. Naruto was a little envious. This is also Mr. Kakashi's signature ninjutsu, it's very powerful. Chidori. Little Sakura's eyes sparkled. Orochimaru was also shocked, his pupils shrank, and he licked his tongue excitedly as if he had discovered a rare treasure. I didn't expect you to master this move. Not bad, not bad. You are indeed the container I have taken a liking to. I am more interested in you now. Die, Sasuke roared, dragging the Chidori in his hand, and ran towards Orochimaru at top speed. The Chidori was so powerful that a deep ravine was pulled out of the ground as Sasuke passed by. Sasuke was very fast, and like a flash of lightning, he was in front of Orochimaru in an instant. Go to hell. The right hand shrouded in electric arc penetrated Orochimaru's chest like a sharp blade and came out from the back. Hit. Little Sakura clenched her fists excitedly. Don't be too happy too early, your Aunt Snake won't die that easily. In the entire Hokage world, Orochimaru's combat effectiveness can only be regarded as ordinary Kage level. But in terms of life-saving ability, it is definitely one of the best. Sasuke wanted to kill Orochimaru with just one Chidori strike, which was simply a fantasy. This is indeed the case. Orochimaru, who was impaled by the Chidori, suddenly turned into a puddle of dirt and fell softly. At the same time, Orochimaru's body emerged from the other side, looking at Sasuke with an evil smile. Sasuke, you are very talented, and you are worthy of inheriting the blood of the Uchiha clan. Orochimaru stuck out his tongue and licked his lips. In this case, let me give you another gift. As soon as he finished speaking, Orochimaru's neck suddenly stretched out and pounced on Sasuke like a python. Not good. Sasuke's expression changed drastically, but he didn't have time to dodge before Orochimaru slapped him on the neck hard. Ah! Sasuke screamed in pain. Orochimaru quickly retracted his neck and smiled evilly. Sasuke, I hope you can survive. After Orochimaru said that, he slowly sank into the ground and disappeared. Sasuke. Little Sakura pounced. Naruto also quickly stepped forward and saw 3 black tadpole marks on Sasuke's neck. The Curse Seal of Heaven. Naruto murmured, feeling a little envious. Cursed Seal Transformation, also considered Sage Transformation, is a low-end version of Sage Mode. Sage Mode, that's a super buff amplifier. The power of ninjutsu, taijutsu, and illusions has been greatly improved, and the combat effectiveness can be increased dozens of times. As long as the 2 pillars can perfectly master the Curse Seal of the Sky, their combat power can be comparable to that of elite Jonin. Of course, envy is envy. Naruto doesn't want to be cursed by Orochimaru. This thing can increase strength, but it has too many flaws and is also subject to Orochimaru. Compared to this low-end version of Sage Mode, Naruto still longs for the pure Sage Mode. I wonder when I can get Sage Mode. Naruto sighed secretly. The lottery is random and there is too much uncertainty. Who knows that I will draw Sage Mode in the year of the monkey and the horse. On the other side, after struggling painfully for a long time, Sasuke finally couldn't bear it anymore and passed out. Sasuke. Sasuke. Little Sakura screamed anxiously. He's fine. Naruto shook his head. Real, certainly. Naruto said. The chakra in his body is very stable and even growing slowly. He will wake up soon. It's getting dark, we need to find a place to sleep outdoors for the night. That night, Naruto found a tree hole as his camping spot. He took out the barbecue grill and asked Sakura to cook the barbecue. The barbecue grill and barbecue were prepared by Naruto in advance in order to survive in the wild. Naruto was in no hurry to get to the center tower. I just sat there for 5 days, which was a waste of time. It's better to stay in the forest and pretend to be camping. Naruto, Sakura-chan. Sasuke suddenly wakes up. Sasuke, are you awake? Little Sakura exclaimed in surprise. What happened to me just now? Sasuke rubbed his head and gasped. My head hurts so much, my whole body hurts. You were cursed by Orochimaru. The pain is normal, Naruto said calmly. Curse seal. Sasuke immediately became nervous. What's going on? Also, who is Orochimaru? The curse seal. Naruto briefly explained the curse seal and finally said, the curse seal is a double-edged sword. It gives you great power. But if you are in the cursed state for a long time, you will lose control of your consciousness, go berserk, and eventually lose yourself. How so? Little Sakura was confused. Naruto, what should I do? Sasuke was very calm, even slightly excited. Intensify your training. Naruto said. No matter how pervert the curse seal is, it is just a kind of power. Just strengthen your training and master it. As long as you can perfectly control the curse seal and make it work for you, it will become yours. I see. Sasuke suddenly felt confident and knew what to do, and his mind became clear. He doesn't care what this power is or who it comes from, as long as it makes him stronger. As for the rest, it doesn't matter. Naruto, why do you know this so clearly? Did you know something beforehand? Haha, I won't tell you. A night of silence. The next morning, Naruto woke up early. Lottery. Naruto didn't rush to get up and started the lottery as usual. The daily lottery is the part that Naruto looks forward to the most. He is like a gambler, eager to pull out something good every time, and he never tires of it. Ding! Won the lottery. The lottery was successful. Congratulations on getting the perfect sage mode. Perfect sage mode. Naruto was a little confused. I got the perfect sage mode now. What kind of bullshit luck is this? What is sage mode? To put it simply, this thing is a super buff amplifier with all attributes. Even a pig will turn into a fairy pig if it learns sage mode. All abilities such as ninjutsu, genjutsu, physical fitness, and neurological reactions have all increased dozens of times. The essence of this huge change is the replacement of ordinary chakra with magical chakra. Ordinary chakra is made up of physical energy plus mental energy. The magic chakra is based on the ordinary chakra and adds natural energy. A simple metaphor. If ordinary chakra is compared to the internal power of a martial arts master, then the immortal chakra is the magic power of an immortal cultivator. The two are not on the same level at all. Therefore, as long as you master sage mode, the power of your own ninjutsu, taijutsu, and illusions will be greatly enhanced, enough to cause irreparable damage to Ten Tails Jinchuriki. This is a big killer. Naruto suppressed his excitement and immediately checked. Because it was obtained through a system lottery, Naruto's mastery of sage mode has also reached perfection. Consummation means perfection and no flaws. Naruto's sage mode is exactly the perfect sage mode without any flaws. In other words, Naruto can easily control the ratio of physical energy, mental energy, and natural energy to balance the three, thereby creating the magic chakra. This kind of control is just like eating and drinking, you can do it easily without even paying attention. If I had to describe it, it would be instinct. As this natural energy. Naruto could clearly feel that there was endless natural energy permeating the sky and the earth. They are like oxygen and nitrogen, filling the heaven and earth, endless and endless. Too huge. Naruto secretly marveled. The Otsutsuki clan planted sacred trees to collect natural energy, right? This energy is so huge and so greedy. If it were me, I would also want to plant a sacred tree. Naruto gathered his thoughts and tried to enter sage mode. As Naruto thought, a steady stream of natural energy surged towards him. Then it seeped into his body, and naturally merged with the physical energy and mental energy in Naruto's body in a ratio of 1:1:1 to form the Senjutsu chakra. The whole process was very smooth and came naturally. As expected of a perfect sage mode. Naruto was amazed. The condensation of the celestial art chakra was successful, and it is so smooth. It's incredible. Naruto knew very well that natural energy was powerful, but when it was absorbed, it was extremely dangerous. It can range from alienation, frog transformation, snake transformation. In severe cases, it becomes petrified, turned into a sculpture. Naruto didn't feel any difficulty at all. As soon as the thought came to mind, it happened naturally. From this point Naruto knew that his sage mode had no time limit. Use it for as long as you want, until your physical and mental energy is exhausted. Because condensing immortal technique chakra is too easy. Not only can it be turned on at will, there's no time limit yet. My sage mode is somewhat similar to Senju Hashirama's sage mode, even more perfect than his. Continue to feel the changes in your body. Naruto found that in sage mode, his physical fitness had undergone tremendous changes. A punch, a kick, an elbow. Every movement of his hands and feet can unleash far greater power than usual. No wonder Naruto, after entering sage mode, waved his little hand and the giant rhinoceros flew directly into the sky. The effects of chakra on the body are too exaggerated. And ninjutsu. Using the senjutsu chakra as energy, the power of the ninjutsu released is simply incomparable. It's no wonder that ninjutsu in sage mode is called senjutsu. The quality of senjutsu is indeed much higher than ninjutsu. Thumbs up. Naruto opened his eyes. Naruto, what's wrong with your eyes? Little Sakura suddenly exclaimed. Sasuke also looked over and froze. At this moment, Naruto had orange eye shadow appearing in the corners of his eyes, and his pupils turned into yellow horizontal lines. Very weird. Nothing, just transformation technique. Naruto smiled and released sage mode, and the eyeshadow and pupils in the corners of his eyes returned to their original state. What transformation technique do you use when sleeping? Little Sakura murmured and got up to make breakfast. Sasuke frowned slightly. He always felt that Naruto was hiding something, but he was too embarrassed to ask more. The three of them had breakfast and were soon on the road again. Naruto found an opportunity and secretly replaced himself with Shadow Clone. The main body activated Flying Thunder God and left Konoha. Naruto couldn't wait to try the power of Sage Mode, and Naruto was not disappointed. Sage Art Great Fireball Technique. The diameter of the fireball is more than 50 meters, and the flame temperature is several times higher. Sage Art Rasengan, more than 3 meters in diameter, with destructive power covering 100 meters in radius. Sage Art Big Ball Rasengan, forming a terrifying vortex, easily blowing up a hill several hundred meters high. The power of other water-style ninjutsu, fire-style ninjutsu, and even the compound ninjutsu 5 releases and large continuous bullets has increased dozens of times. Old man, your use of magic is really amazing. Nine Tails couldn't help but marvel. I saw with my own eyes that Naruto suddenly knew how to use Sage Art, and used it so skillfully. Nine Tails further confirms that Naruto is the reincarnation of Sage of Six Paths, otherwise, there is no way to explain it. Nine Tails knows how difficult it is to use natural energy. Throughout the entire 100-year history of Konoha, only the first generation can use Sage Mode. In addition, not even Uchiha Madara can use it, which shows the difficulty of this. Naruto suddenly knew it, and used it so well, only the reincarnation of Sage of Six Paths can explain it. Haha, Kurama, compared to Senju Hashirama and I, whose Sage Mode is more perfect? In terms of your use of natural energy, you are smoother and more perfect than Senju Hashirama. But old man, your current body is too thin, and your body energy is far less powerful than Senju Hashirama. So, in terms of durability, you still can't compare to that Senju Hashirama. I know this. Chakra, after all, is physical energy plus spiritual energy plus natural energy. In the next few days, until the end of the second exam, Naruto stayed outside to practice Sage Mode. After a few days, Naruto had a deeper understanding of Sage Mode and became more skillful in using it in battle. The only regret is, after drawing the perfect Sage Mode, Naruto's luck seemed to have run out, and he never drew anything good again. After 5 days, the best prize drawn was actually Chio's forbidden technique Ji's reincarnation. Jisei reincarnation is indeed a bug, it is the only ninjutsu in the Hokage that can bring the dead back to life. But this ninjutsu is the same as the zombie sealing, it is a ninjutsu that exchanges life for life. Naruto threw it in the trash can. It is worth mentioning that Sasuke has also been trying to use the power of the curse seal these days. Although it is extremely painful and the process is extremely difficult, the results are there. At the end of the day, Lieutenant Commander can help me adapt to the transformation of the curse. On the 5th day of the exam, Sasuke successfully killed 3 Taki Nin and obtained the Book of Earth. The 3 Narutos came to the central tower, and under the leadership of the instructor Iruka, came to the qualifying test site. Before the second exam, 26 groups of 78 people participated, and only 7 groups of 21 people finally passed the exam. Even so, there were still too many people. According to the third Hokage, the third official examination will be attended by countless dignitaries such as daimyo, princes, and wealthy businessmen, so there can be no delay in the competition. Therefore, before the official start of the third game, a preliminary round will be held to eliminate some people. There were many people in the examination hall, except for Naruto and other 21 genin who took the exam. There are also dozens of jonin such as 3rd Hokage, Kakashi, Red, Guy, Asuma, Anko, Ibiki, and Baki. Of course, Orochimaru is also there, he disguises himself as Jonin, the leader of the Sound Ninja, and blends in with the Jonin. The proctor is Moonlight Hayate. At this moment, the Jonin in the venue were all staring at the candidates, their eyes flashing with anticipation. Kakashi, your team is so lucky to have persisted until now. Guy looked at Naruto and the other 3 with a smile and said, but that's it. With our team here, don't even think about it. Because in the next competition, you have to rely on your true ability. Haha, this is youth. Sometimes sour, sometimes severe. After speaking, Guy glanced at Kakashi, revealing his shining front teeth, with provocation and fighting intent in his eyes. Huh, what did you say? Kakashi looked at Guy blankly. Holy shit. Guy put his head in his hands. Kakashi, this is where you make people feel fashionable. Emperor Guy is indeed a talent. Naruto was also looking at Guy, with a smile in his eyes. Hokage is a world that pays attention to blood. Especially in the later stages, cheating becomes very popular. Might Guy is one of the few characters in the Hokage who finally counterattacked through his own efforts. I read a joke in my previous life. Why did Daoshi and Jinshi appear so late? Maybe he dared to come out after seeing Emperor Guy sitting in a wheelchair. Although this is a joke, it shows how powerful Guy is. There is another reason why Naruto likes Emperor Guy. Might Guy is a very positive person with very positive views. This is simply unbelievable in the Hokage, where the world is full of mental illnesses, turning black and destroying the world at every turn. Who doesn't like a guy who talks about youth and passion all day long? Seems unreliable, and is not stingy, but is also very reliable and never misses his mark. Next, the third Hokage explains the meaning of the Chunin exam, and Moonlight Hayate explains the rules. The qualifiers have officially begun. The electronic screen scrolled, and the list of the first match came out, Sasuke vs Red Copper Armor. Among all the candidates for this Chunin exam, Sasuke, who is the orphan of Uchiha, is undoubtedly the one who gets the most attention. Third Hokage concerns. Konoha Jonin pay attention. Orochimaru pays attention. Gaara pays attention. Other players pay attention. Everyone's eyes were almost focused on Sasuke. In the words of the entertainment industry, Sasuke has the highest traffic and popularity, and he is firmly in the C position among all the candidates. Therefore, the battle between Sasuke and the Red Copper Armor instantly attracted everyone's attention. Everyone wants to see it. How strong is this orphan of the Uchiha clan, once the strongest ninja clan in the ninja world? Sasuke's performance did not disappoint. Without using the curse seal, he easily defeated the Red Copper Armor, which attracted cheers from the audience. In the second game, Sak vs Shino, Shino wins. In the third game, Kenmichumi vs Kankuro, Kankuro wins. In the fourth game, Ino and Sakura were both eliminated. The first 4 battles were the same as in the original work, but in the 5th battle, unexpected changes occurred. The electronic screen scrolled, showing the battle list. Temari vs Uzumaki Naruto. Shua. All eyes fell on Naruto and Temari. After stopping for a moment, they all looked at Naruto again. Finally, it's this guy's turn. Nine Tails Jinchuriki, it turns out to be this brat. Quote. Everyone has different expressions. Naruto, come on. Xiaoli rushed to Naruto, waving his hands, youth is invincible. Go ahead, Naruto. Naruto was amused and shouted with a smile, come on. Youth is invincible. Xiaoli's eyes suddenly lit up, as if he had found a confidant, come on. Youth is invincible. Naruto, come on. Hinata put her little hands on her chest, clenched her fists, and whispered cheering, I believe you will win. Rest assured. Naruto pinched Hinata's pink face and jumped off the high platform. Temari is already waiting. I hope everyone will support it and subscribe more.